Good evening and welcome to Ireland Live for Tuesday the 17th of June 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla Donoghue now in the next few minutes. I haven't even shaved. Look, geez, I thought I'd go with a rough look tonight. I didn't think it was that bad. It's this high definition camera. But we'll be talking about City West. Been sold. The government have bought it for, I'll give you the exact figure now in a while, but listen, it's gone to the government and this has just gone mental. Like, you know what I mean? Are they going to buy up all of these places, or what are they going to do? Or there's builders pulling out of everywhere. Who else is going to come in and run these places? Is it going to be the OPW or the government buildings? The OPW would be the prime suspects, I think. But there's a lot of builders that are pulling out of these iPass centres because of injunctions and everything else. But as I said, I'll be with us in a few minutes. But we also talking about illegal mosques, and people, the amount of Muslims coming into this country is through the roof. We're looking at we're looking at Nigerians, Algerians, all sorts of Somalians, all Muslims. You know what I mean? We're looking at them in, I'll talk about it in more detail later on in the show. But here's Orla. Hello, Orla. Good evening. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, very good. Look, I didn't have a shave. I'm sick now. But Jesus, my phone has not
somebody's not watching tonight, Paul. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not making the effort.
Yeah. I'm sure they're worried and they're sitting in the middle of a pool somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's worried. But what was I going to say? My phone has not stopped. No, I'm being serious all day. I've been on a call probably. Oh wow, man! Wow, Jesus Christ! It's just people ringing me from here, there, everywhere, and telling me different stories, telling me like there's some stuff you can't talk about. You know what I mean? Because it's not. I'll be piecing together. I'll be doing like a little documentary about something now shortly. But it's crazy stuff. Like, I'm being serious, crazy stuff. Like, this whole iPass is just mega money. You know what I mean? There's Ukrainians working in these as well, getting 25 quid an hour, and it's just listen, they can go on holidays, they can do what it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They're getting subsidized then 800 quid. It's just, it beggars belief, the money that's being spent on this. Like, you know what I mean? It really does.
I know it's madness.
There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? It's a bit of light. But see, my green screen wasn't working. What was happening was my white short was mingling in with everything, so I just turned off the green screen, I thought.
Well, the other night you looked like you were infrared.
Yeah, but I'm grand. Look, grand today. I think it was just the lighting the other night. I don't know what it was the other night. But
you're starting to sound like a woman.
Hang on, we go. Oh, look, there's loads of comments there.
Paul, are you going to make an announcement soon for us? Are we going to be meeting Pauline or something?
No, you're not. No, trust me. No, that'll never happen. No.
I'm trying to get a little bit worried here now.
No, don't. No. Jane, though, do you have to do it to live outside the country? By the way, did everybody do their thing today? I did me organ.
The opt-out, yes, for the organ donor, yes.
Yeah, I was 3008. I remember the number and all. 3008. I was in the queue.
I was over 5,000. Now, I did it earlier on today. Now, I have to say, I had no issues or problems sail through it, but I know a lot of people were saying on my Facebook page, on other Facebook posts, that they were having a lot of trouble, either their PPS number or there was one thing or another. The only thing is, I looked it up. There's no closing date, so you can do it at any stage. So what I said to people was, if you can't get through online, try ringing them tomorrow. But there is no closing date, so you can do it at any stage.
Yeah, I know that.
You know,
Hey,
but
come
like
on.
it is terrible, Paul, because like I've been an organ donor for years and years and years until the government decided to stick their nose in, and then then there's some hidden agenda behind it when they get involved.
I was never one. No, sorry, no, just no. Just not into it at all. And I know loads of people who are like, you know what I mean? And I know loads of people. How are you, Angie? How's things? And we're only on a few minutes, Angie. Don't worry, we're only on 5 minutes. But what was I going to say? I know people who have been
I
all
know
their
loads of
lives.
people as well. A friend of mine, she's going to end up needing a kidney at some stage because she only has one, and it's not working at full capacity. So, like, but as I said, when the government gets involved, it's not anything good anyway.
Look,
Paul
Paul, you're
giving me
giving
the
me
playboy
playboy
vibe. Oh,
oh,
please
man.
don't encourage him.
Trim was already too close to doing chocolate for comfort. Yeah, we're both a bit fuzzy. Okay, sorry, Katrina. The internet's working fine here. I got it all checked out today. That's
You know what? I
better.
have a light on. I have a light on here in the sitting room, but I also still have the curtains opened. That's probably why. Like it's
That's
still
not
bright
going to
outside.
affect my internet, but that's not going to affect my internet. You know what I mean?
No,
This is
you look okay.
this
I don't
this is
mean
where we're running
you
the
look
show
okay,
from.
Paul. But as in,
Do you remember
look
we
fine.
had this conversation? I was the boss. This is the studio. This is where the boss sits. I'm looking for
What
a new
boss?
coat.
Please, you're not the boss. You'll never be the boss.
Orla, he's pregnant. I'm not. No, I'm not. What was it I
Oh
said
Lord.
the other night? Oh, yeah, I won't say that again. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
yeah. What else did we go there? Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. Okay, you can get us there on. And I'm
Yeah,
getting
Chris,
messages
I
into
managed to
WhatsApp.
opt out with no problem. Yeah, like I had no issue whatsoever. But some people had awful trouble and had to give up because they just couldn't get through. So I don't know. Now,
Yeah.
maybe it's because there was a certain amount trying to do it at the same time, but there is, like, you can do it at any stage. So people don't be worrying.
I got a text today. I'm going to send it in there now. But I got a text today to opt. Yeah, just someone sent it to the group to opt out. And I went straight in and bang, it was just, yeah, it was deadly.
Yeah, it was very quick for me, but I don't know.
At first they said I was waiting in the queue 3008. Now it didn't give me a time, and then about 30 seconds later it just went boom, boom, and it was
Yeah,
really,
straight
really
in, I was
quick.
the
Like,
same.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like that you're doing register to vote again or something. You know?
Do you know what was very interesting though? Now, please, people, don't be shocked over this news. There is only 2 genders. 2, not
Yeah,
72. I was
yeah.
actually very disappointed. I thought
I
I would
know.
be
Yeah,
scrolling through to figure it out, but no, you're listed down as male or female. What a shocker.
yeah. I know. Yeah, sure. Look at Paul Murphy. He got rid of all his
Yes,
transgender stuff off his
yes.
page before he went
Mhm.
away to thing, and he still got arrested. The gobshite. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Arrested twice. He flew back in this morning. Listen, I'm not even going to talk about him. He's a clown.
Oh,
He's
no.
a gobshite. Yeah, we
But
better
I
things
do
to be
think it's
talking
time
about.
to close the borders, as in right now. I think this would be a very good time to close the borders. So he
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
get back in.
Paul, you sound stoned. You must be tired. I am tired. I
He
am tired.
looks
I was
tired.
up very early this morning. No, I was. I was up early this morning. Yeah, I was. Earlier than normal. But my throat's at me. I'm not smoking as much, and it seems to be.
This healthy living just isn't doing you any good, Paul.
It's not at the minute. No, it's not. But I'm sure it will have its benefits. I've been told it will have its benefits. So yeah, well, listen, I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? Organ donation is becoming mandatory, like the CC. Listen, yeah. I already opted out. So did I. Paul's got his curtains open tonight. Yeah, yeah. If only. Yeah, if only. That's the gaff out of love hate, isn't it? That has the curtains like that. Yeah.
Hi,
20
Mag.
Muslim migrants living in Dublin Industrial Estate in empty factory. The Brown Bridge end on the Glass Never end. Okay, Brown Bridge end on the Glass Never end. Okay. If there's any videos of that, if anyone knows, or send me in videos of that, we'll play them videos. But there you go. There's 20 Muslim migrants living in Dublin Industrial Estate in an empty factory. The Brown Bridge end, not the Glass Never end. So the men of Finglas there, if you want to go down and check that out, or Glass Never or Cabra or any men at all, go on down and have a check out of that, because That's how we stop this from happening. Like, you know what I mean? You have to run these people. Now they're probably, I don't know whether they're in the factory illegally or not, but I'm sure if you go down you'll find out, you know what I mean? But 25 cent in England now. Hope the weather comes your way. 25 degrees, sorry, in England now. Someone said it was to be 28 degrees tomorrow. I don't know how true that
It's
is.
supposed to be, yeah, for the rest of the week it's supposed to be very good. Now here in Carlow today, it wasn't cold, but it was raining.
Oh yeah, but like that's like Limerick. It's always bleeding raining in Limerick, isn't it? That's all they say. It was pissing rain there Saturday, but it was great. You know what I mean? But let's put it out there. You can get us on. No, you won't get us on 50 Dub. Anthony L. Casey, Rugger Murph 27. Facebook, you get Paul Fitzsimons and the Freedom Network. It's going out live on that too. And www.theirishchannel.com/live. If you can buy us a coffee, please do buy us a coffee. Thank you. And we're up to 400 there now, people. Fair play to you. Yeah, deadly. My Twitter is having a big effect on that too. That should be nearly double that now. You know what I mean?
I was actually slagging Ferg off. I messaged him earlier on, and I said, Ferg, because I was watching a bit of the show back today, and I said, Ferg, I saw all your 150,000 thumbs up over the banner. I said, you're in big trouble when I see you. So he's up a mountain, so he is. That's what he's at.
Yeah,
he says, I'll try and tune in later on.
Yeah, he sent me a message earlier. Him and the umfa are away up the mountains.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So
Ferg's a good one. Ferg's a good one. Among all foreigners coming in, I would say the radical Islamists, including Pakistan, Syrian, Somalian, and Asian. Yes, this is what I was talking about just before you came on there. You know what I mean? Honestly, lads, this is an invasion. It's an invasion. I'm being honest with you. This is how they're doing this. This is how they're letting all these in. Like if you look, Nigeria, Somalia, Asia, Pakistan, Syria, all radical. I'm sorry, but they are, and they're in these IPAS centres just sitting there. That's a ticking time bomb. I'm sorry. Something needs to be done about this now. You know what I mean? This is getting way out of hand. You know what I mean? Way out of hand. I've been trying all day.
I've been trying all day.
No, I didn't. How is the gorgeous Anthony and the gorgeous Gavin and the gorgeous Frank? You just blew me out of water.
They're all fine, Michael. They're all fine. I sent the link to Frank to see if he's going to come on later on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. St. Paul, my son opted out too. I wonder how many did. A lot of people did. A lot of people just opted out for the sake of opting out. Yeah, I'm not having this. You know, I'm not being told what to do. And they were dead right. Like, you know what I mean? They were dead right.
Well, I saw a lot of people now, on Facebook had opted out.
City West has been sold. Perhaps they'll send the pudgy ignoramus from Sinn Féin out, Will Carey, to call all the locust fascists again. I was there that night. Yeah, Dean, I was there. Yeah, and scumbag. He got lashed out of it now. I have to say, everyone, including myself, lashed him out of it. Like so. Yeah.
I sent you on stuff there in relation to City West.
I think fair. What?
I sent you on the stuff there, the article in relation to.
I have it here. I have it here. Yeah. I have it here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here. So we might as well start with City West. Why isn't that shared? There we go. The government have signed off on plans to buy Dublin City West Hotel to use for international protection accommodation. Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan announced today that he secured cabinet approval for the state purchase of the City West Hotel and Convention Centre at a cost of 148 million. The minister said today that that's mental, isn't it? I suppose, let's be honest, Orla, they spent probably 160 million, 140 million last year just on having them people there and running the show there. You know what I mean? So, 148 million to buy it outright then, and then they're running the show. You know what I mean? They're not paying anyone else. They're going to have to bring in contractors and what have you. The minister said today that the move is part of a long-term strategy to develop a sustainable accommodation system which should deliver savings for the state. Of course it will. The purchase of the property will also ensure the government meets its obligations under the new EU Pact on Migration. We have no obligations here. We are still in the Dublin III Treaty, and we can send them people back.
Well, you see, that's the start of it. See the way it says the EU Migration Pact. That is the start of it.
Yeah. But okay. we didn't need them obligations. We already
I
had
know,
obligations already
I
in
know.
place. We don't need to abide by them obligations. I'm sorry, we don't. We can send them people back, but they're not doing it. They're sending back 35 people. 35 people is no good to anyone. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it now. You know what I mean? When there's 2,000 coming in a month, like, you know what I mean? Doesn't make sense, you know? The purchase of the property will also ensure the government meets its obligation. Yeah, sorry. The site, which is already being used for both international protection and Ukraine accommodation, currently has capacity to accommodate approximately 2,300 people between the hotel and the convention centre. The hotel has 764 bedrooms and 12 meeting rooms, and in the past has been used as a large multi-purpose convention centre. They used that for COVID, didn't they? I think.
But they would have used it for a lot of stuff. It's a hotel.
But they had golf, or they had snooker and everything there. The Irish Masters was there and everything, like, you know. The state is currently accommodating almost 33,000 people in over 320 international protection accommodation services, IPAS centres around the country, including 9,500 children with their families. Since 2020, the City West Side has been used by the state, first as part of the COVID-19 response, and subsequently since 2022 as a transit hub and accommodation centre for Ukraine citizens and people seeking international protection. Yeah.
But like, you know, you just think about it, Paul, like two things, right? So first of all, we've nearly 16,000 homeless and several of them are lying on the streets, but yet they can't be accommodated. And also tourism is down 30%. We need hotels opened, not being closed for IPAS, but they don't care about that, you know? Like that's a huge hotel in Dublin that should be used for tourism.
Hold on, let me see there. Am I right in thinking we couldn't opt their kids out because they couldn't harvest their organs without parental consent? Well, I think it's only for people over 18.
It's over 18. I checked it earlier on because somebody asked me that question. So it is for over 18. So it's going to be down to the parents.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because down to the parents. Yeah. Chris all got bail now. Who got bail now? What's this? I got given a donated kidney by a transgender. I've never felt the same, to be honest. I don't know whether to laugh or what to do. You know, he's no wonder Dublin is so dangerous. Like Dublin is a shithole. I'm sorry. I love Dublin. I really did. You know what I mean? I used to love going into town years ago. Like, and when I say years ago, I'm not talking. I am talking years ago because I didn't like going into town for the last 20 years. It's been a shithole. You know, it has been. It's gradually been getting worse and worse. And now you can't walk up Talbot Street now without getting accosted by someone, you know what I mean? And la and Akbar and Schnaff. Come on, lads. You know, it's really crazy, like, you know. But true Tiki. What we got? That's the £1 million question, this paper. Sorry, John Malloy. What's John saying? 148 million for a building for international protection. Yeah. People of Ireland, for God's sake, for your country's sake, and for your children's future, waking the hell up. Yet get out on the streets and let your voice be heard. Also, please, this is the 16th and 17th overnight at the Dáil as well. John is promoting that there. We promoted it already, but come out and highlight their homeless situation. 16,000 homeless Irish left to fend for themselves. Government are traitors to the Irish people. They should be held up as traitors. Up to you, the Irish people. We've been saying it all the time, John. People need to get up and do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're talking about, I'm just laughing there. Like, they're talking about 16,000, okay, but then there's probably 200,000 living with kids and in, I'm not saying a box bedroom, but a 4-bedroom or something with your man, dad. You know what I mean? It's there's kids all over the country like that. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds doing that. 3 generations. Sure, you knocked on doors down in Ting. Do you remember that? Yeah. That's
in Carlow, yes.
That's crazy.
I think I sent on another couple of bypass centres been turned over, and then there's actually a very good video. I kind of clipped a few of them together in relation to what's going on over in England, just to kind of show what's happening.
Hold on there. What are you talking about now? The foreigners getting the money? No, that's England.
Oh yeah, but no, we should play that one because that's very good. Because this is coming, this will be a regular in Ireland soon.
Look at these coming from Europe. Jesus Christ. But this is what I'm saying to you. It doesn't matter what colour these are coming in here. They're Muslims. I'm sorry, but they are. You know what I mean? They've been radicalised somewhere. They've been... Sure, how many guys have you seen in the UK walking around with big beards now, like Islam, and they have red bleeding hair? Come on, lads. You know what I mean? Cop on to yourselves, like, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Okay, hold on. What did you say to me there? Which one?
All of them.
Oh, the Old Castle one.
Yeah, there's one, yeah.
Right, that's the Old Castle Hotel. Yeah, somebody sent that to me there.
And then there's another, I should have another thing in relation to Longford as well.
Yeah, hang on. That's Old Castle Hotel can be used for iPads accommodation after property is deemed to be exempted development. Decision granted after further information by council. Public reps furious over lack of communication and consultation. See, that's how you get them in the courts. If they haven't got public participation and consultation, that's how you get them with injunctions. You know what I mean? They have to have public participation and consultation. They have to have. And this is how you bring your injunction case against this. You know what I mean? Everything else will fall into place after that, but that's your main thing. There was no public participation and there was no consultation with any of the people in the area. What they did in Coolock was they spoke with the ones who are all for the iPass. You know what I'm saying? The Northside Partnership. You know what I mean? Full of lefty councillors and full of lefty TDs. You know what I mean? That are all for this. You know what I mean? There was none. There was not one of our councillors on that committee. Like, you know what I mean? All lefties, all for it. Secret meetings. You know, yeah. And that was the public consultation. But that's not what happened in Coolock. They never spoke to the people at Darndale, Coolock, Bunratty. Like they just didn't. You know what I mean? Because they knew the response they were going to get. So what he did was Mary Lou came in the whole lot and she met with the Northside Partnership and we spoke with the people and no, you didn't. They came in there and they promised the Northside Partnership a couple of football pitches or something, you know what I mean? And we look after you with that if you do this. That's how it works. You know, we all know how it works, you know what I mean? Brown envelopes, you know. But the decision was made Minister stated in March the hotel was no longer under consideration for iPads accommodation. Yeah, he did come out and say that.
But now they've changed their mind.
They've changed their minds, yeah. Are they going to do the same with Coolock? We don't know. Can they do it? Of course they can do the same. Why not? You know what I mean? I heard the builder has pulled out of there. I've heard that the security has pulled out of it. Nobody has contracts there now with it. And it's back with the Howards. You know what I mean? What are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? What are they going to want to do with it? Like, you know what I mean? It's full of asbestos. Who's going to want to buy it? You know, it's going to cost millions to knock that down because that has to be all put in, you know, it has to be all covered and knocked. And,
yeah, like quarantined and everything like that, yeah.
Yeah, everything,
It's
yeah. An Old Castle Hotel has been declared exempt of development by Omead County Council. It can be considered for use as iPass for international protection.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Oh, that's now the next one there now. Yeah, that's the one on I think that's the one on Longford.
Okay, well
I think so. Let's see now.
Yeah, I didn't put me let me just.
So it's come to my attention.
Is that the Yellow House?
Yes. It's a pub and restaurant.
Yeah, no, I've seen this one already. I've seen it last night. Yeah.
So it's come to my attention that me ex-local, the vintage my do, it's freshly painted, it's looking well, but it's now going to become an iPad centre. It's not going to be a pub, it's not going to be a restaurant like it used to be. It's going to be an iPad centre for a heap of illegal immigrants. This is what happens when you have greedy fuckers owning places that they don't live in or near, and they just see it a profitable opportunity to get money handed to them from the government. Vintage might do, across from housing estate, loads of kids, just the quietest little village in the country, I'd say. That's all it's there, like a church, community centre, a house. I think St. Christopher's could have something to do with that there, some mental health. and people with Down syndrome and stuff like that. But this is what we're up against.
So that's Longford.
So that's Longford. So somebody messaged me yesterday and said that they had heard that it's only up for sale. So they weren't sure if it was definitely going to be an iPass centre or not. But we don't know if that's 100% or not, because they could be just saying that. So we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But again, that is a restaurant and a pub that would provide employment and will provide money for the local, like into the local economy. And if that is turned into an iPass, that's all gone.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in that village. There's only a few small things in that village.
Has anyone ever been deported? Well, there was 35 or 39 went last week. Do you remember? It was all over the news, the plane, and there wasn't a 35
like
went the month before.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So I wonder, has your man self-deported yet? The guy who got off for trying to kidnap the child when he was drunk. Do you remember coming out of the? Do you remember the 2-year-old child and the 5-year-old child, or the 8-year-old and the 5-year-old? He was told to self-deport within 2 weeks. Has he gone out of the country? Nobody knows. Like, surely to Jesus, they should show you a picture of him waving, going through the customs. You know, come on. You know, they can show you the other 35 that they're shipping off. You know, surely he has to be, you know, I'm sorry. The EU is the plague of Europe. Yes, it is. City West was the biggest hotel, now the biggest iPass. Yeah, Angie, you're right. But that's going to be a detention centre. I said this all along. That's what that's going to be. They'll tell you it's whatever centre, but that'll be a detention centre. They're all going to be detention centres. They'll rezone them. I'm telling you now. We need the US Marines brought in to help liberate us from the EU and Irish government. Insanity. Listen, lads, enough men get up there. We can. Sorry,
hey, Ryan, how are you?
Well, hey, yeah, all of us. How are you, Ryan? How's things? Yeah, I'll ring you tomorrow. I seen your message there, mate. Big shout out to Ryan. Ryan's one of our top watchers there. 148 million would have deported every illegal in the country. That's where the real savings would have been. Yes, exactly. I agree with you, Amanda. I really agree with you. Simon Coveney signed on the way in 2018. The Marrakesh, yeah, he said he'd have 10 million people in this country by 2040.
So, Damon, Ryan?
It seems the government are doing even more iPass after the protests, to be honest. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. We need direct action, lads. We need direct action. There's not like... I love the protests. We all network. We're all brilliant. We're all this. We're all that. We're all together. You have 50,000 people in one place. You have to use that 50,000 people. I'm sorry. You can't just march from one place to the other. You need to use it. You need to stop everything. When there's 50,000 people there, you will not get railroaded by cannons or anything. When you have 300 or 400 there, that's when they do all the damage. But they won't do any damage to 10,000 or 10,000, 20,000, 40,000. That's what we need to do. Stop the whole of Dublin. I know it's a Sunday, but I know it probably won't be this one. But the one we need to call is to stop the whole country. There needs to be one in every county. People can't keep coming to Dublin. You need to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people in every county and stop at the same time, on the same day. You just stop the whole country. Nothing moves. That's when they listen. I'm telling you now. There's not enough guards or army in the country to go and police us all. So, you know. That would be my idea. And yeah, I would. If I was the devil, that's what I'd do, you know? Yeah. But we'll see. Do the powers that be or the powers that think there be. Let's see how they work. But EU, what was that? Yeah, EU has us by the balls. Yeah, we need to get out of these trade deals. We need to take back our fisheries. We need to take back our haulage. We need to, like, they built a few bleeding roads for us. That's all they did. Let's be honest about it. And they're still getting paid for the M50, the French are. You know what I mean? So, come on, lads. Cop on to yourselves. Like. But you just need to get up off your arses and get out and, you know, I'm not saying protest, but like in your own area, you need to be getting out. Fuck the EU. Long live Ireland, North and South. Yeah. Drew Cook. If we paid the fines that Hungary are being fined, we'd have no migrants and still save billion. Yeah, it's true. Is it 2 million a day? Is it 2 million a day or a million a day he has to pay? Yeah, Viktor Orban pays it. Yeah. But like, let's be honest about it. Like, it's the same. Like, he's been fined for not letting them in. Like, so they have you by the balls either way. Let's be honest about it. They're getting money off you either way for these, you know, and then they're sending them somewhere else, you know. So, Yeah, I took my cross off today. Yeah, my ma said it to me, don't cross you wear, the cross you bear. So I just thought, I'll take it off and we'll see how I go. Me look can't get any bleeding worse, you know what I mean? A guy from Louth put up a post here that one company in Santry has Section 5 for over 100 properties around the country. We already have over 300. Company in Santry, okay. Send that on to me there. If there's anyone there, just throw it in there to the comments there if you can. On 089203 1521. You go through these again. We're 3 times the size of Netherlands and toward the population. They want us full to generate GDP to actually pay back 150 billion we owe them. If we stop letting them take all our fish, there's nearly 300 billion euros worth of fish gone out of our seas to the EU since 1977. You know, come on. How do we owe them? Let's be honest. And we're only allowed fish 15%. If the lads get over the quota, they have to throw dead fish back. What good is that to anyone? You know what I mean? You keep what you catch. I'm sorry, you keep what you catch. It's our waters. I'm sorry. No. And the fisheries lads need to all get involved in this as well, because it's up, it's up to them as well. You know what I mean? Farmers are getting robbed.
I know.
Net zero. Net zero's never going to bleed and happen, lads. Come on. If we go to net zero, we will not make a blind bit of difference to anything. We are like
it's all rubbish. It doesn't matter anyway.
But it's like a pimple on a fly's arse that's on a cow's arse. You know what I mean? Come on. It's just, it make no difference whatsoever. 0.03%. Like 0.0 anything is nothing. Let's be honest about it. But when they throw the 0.03 and it's supposed to mean something, get a grip. No way then 33k over here. What do you mean by that? I'm not looking. 2,000 a month. There is 2,000. There's 2,000 Indians coming in here a month. 2,000 Indians. And we know
and that's what we know of. We don't know about the ones that are coming down from, like, say, the north. We don't even know about them. How many of them is coming in?
Sarah Heritage at this now 160 years ago, Paul. 164.
164. Be precise, Sarah.
It's too dangerous for me to come home to family in Ireland, but the Irish government just don't care. Michael, they don't care about us. They're hardly going to give a shit about you living in Manchester, mate. So they don't care. They're just call them international protection. Makes me laugh. Most of them coming in from places where government. It's a Muslim takeover, guys. That's what it is. International protection, me arse.
Yeah. And I sent on actually, I don't know, did you get to download it? I sent on a very interesting video, a link from just there today of where a load of them were all found. And I thought it was very interesting what we showed the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday night.
Is this all the black young? It's only 16 seconds long, is it?
Yeah. I think that I'll know when I see it.
Your local forest. Yeah.
Now, did we not show this on Sunday night? And look at this is happening all over.
We showed one in Coolock. Yeah, one in Clonshock, yeah. We'll play this one, but. Wow.
Now, what are they all doing in the forest? But like, it didn't mention like where that place was. I think, as far as I know, it was somewhere in Europe. But again, what are they doing in the forests?
Taking shelter so nobody sees where they are.
Or what they're up to.
Yeah, well, they're probably taking shelter there to run onto where. No, listen, I'd say that just. I'm going to be honest. I was told that they go down praying down there and everything. No, get out the playing garden, will you? No, you know what I mean. Like the whole Crow Park escapade there 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? There was no need for that. They could have went to the mosques and prayed. Why go in there? That's letting them see that they have us captured. That's what that is. I'm telling you now. That's all that is. Rubbing their nose in it. And then you had El Kadri driving out of Phoenix Park. Did you see his video the other day?
Oh, yeah, in a Mercedes or something like that, wasn't it? Or
in a BMW, in an X5, a beautiful X5. This is what you get when you come in as a migrant. This is what you get. This. No, that's what you get when you're the leader of a terrorist organization called the Muslim Brotherhood. That's what you get. That's who that man is. That man is not an imam or anything else. That man is an imposter. He's here. He's radicalized, and he has a lot of radicals on his side. So you need to be watching that man. That's the man you need to be watching instead of bringing him on RTE and throwing him up there and say, "Oh, I busted my
But he's
teeth."
part of the agenda.
Yeah, of course he is. She's the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood, a terrorist organization. You bring in enough Muslims, you call them all out, and that's it then. It's lights out. So it needs to be stopped now. Borders need to be closed. End of story. Borders need to be closed, and these all need to be weeded out of this country and gone and deported. I don't give a shit. That's the only thing that can save this country. Otherwise, there'll be.
Well, I have to say,
you know what
play those two. Go in and play those two videos.
Which ones?
One is the one with the family, and then the other one is, I think I put underneath it, this is the UK.
UK now, yeah. I'll play the family first.
And the family one, yeah. This is going to be regular in Ireland if this continues.
Yeah, pardon us.
I should stop having children. If God wants to give me children, I am thankful to God.
Mohammed is 50 and Noreen is 35. It's Mohammed's belief that Allah decides how many children their family should have. Noreen's heavily pregnant for the 11th time.
Okay.
And that is all on the taxpayer. They are paying for everything.
None of them walk. The women don't walk. None of them.
He doesn't work either.
95%. Okay. I think it's 80. Is it 80% or something of Muslim men don't walk? Okay. And their wives don't walk either. So it means both of them are on, on the whatever, on the
social welfare, yeah.
But if he was here, right, and he had 11 children, okay, he would be getting 14 or 15 more, 16 or 1700 quid a month just in children's allowance.
Yeah.
That's just in children's allowance. And then his dole would be around, 5 kids and thing is 5 something. So say 1,000
and
quid.
they'd have free medical cards. More than likely they'd have free housing, or they'd be on the HAP scheme or whatever, or rental allowance or whatever. So do you know?
Yeah. But then so just say that's 1,000 a week for him, the wife, and the kids. That's $4,000 a month. That's $5,000 some months. Like, there's guys that are out there breaking their blood, sweat, and tears, and they're worried sick, and they're committing suicide because they owe a few quid. And these people are coming in here and
everything
getting $6,000 a month, and a house, and medical care. Come on, lads. Wake up, will you? Like, this is it. And they're going to outbreed us within the next generation because they're having 10 or 11 kids. We're having 1.2 kids. Well, I'm not having any at the minute, you know what I mean? But listen, you know what I mean? Never say never. No joking. And,
you're going to be in trouble.
These are the ones that's having all the kids. Look at the Romas. The Roma gypsies have 9, 10, 11 kids, and none of them amount to anything. They're all pickpockets. Any of them that I know don't work, they're pickpockets. And the ones that do work drive Amazon vans and rob the stuff out of the packages. We've seen all the videos of that. You know what I mean? So these people are leeches to society. I'm sorry, they are. They need to go. Cheerio, and get the Irish men and women back breeding. Young couples get married, have kids, and get the population back up again. You know what I mean? Get off your bleeding laptops and your whatever on your phones, lads and ladies.
That's what I mean. Show the video of the UK. This is what's coming, people. This is what's coming.
Oh well, you kind of think I hated Muslims, and I'm not saying I don't, but this is what's coming, guys. This is what's coming. If the first bit is what happened to go, boy. Jesus Christ.
Manor Academy, who have just been offered places at Oxford and Cambridge. The school is based in Newham, one of the poorest boroughs in London. The students are aiming high.
Sorry, I just got a call there from one of my mates there, one of my good
No,
mates.
that's finished. So the reason I clipped them, they're all separate clips, so I put them together. So the first two is just going around England, right? Where's the white people? Where's the British people? You can barely see any white people, right? Then the next one where you see the line of students, that's actually a college over in the UK where these students, where I think they were going to be going to Harvard or whatever. But again, it's an English school. How many white students did you see there? You know?
No.
And then the last one, then, of course, like that's what they think of the Virgin Mary. That's what they think of Christianity. No respect. But this is what's coming to Ireland if people don't like start standing up to what's going on. Like this is what's coming here. Like we're not that far behind the UK.
But they're all Muslim as well. Like they're all Muslim. They're not bleeding any. There's a couple of Indians. Did you see any Sikhs there or anything? They're not. They don't mingle with them. You know. It's stop. I'm missing out on loads of comments there.
And then I know you came across. There's a video there from Michael McCarthy as well.
Very power look.
No, Berg. No.
Honestly, Ferg, I don't want me bleeding head all over the place. It's bad enough it's all over the place. It's bad enough it's all over Ireland against fascism, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? I don't want it all over everywhere else.
No.
That's Charlotte and have a bleeding. Oh, she'd have a field day, she would. Who do these two fucking ages think they are? How did that fucking age get on the telly?
Oh yeah, Father Jack, yeah.
Oh, Father Jack, yeah. Not one consultation with the talent. There's no. This is it. This is what I'm saying to you, Anne-Marie. There's no consultation with anyone. Anyone who's opposing it, they won't have you in a room. I was down. I'm gonna send this on to me now. I done a video today. I went down to Salmon's today in Blanchardstown. Okay, Salmon's is a pub in the middle of Blanchardstown, in the middle of Mouthview. Listen, it wouldn't be, how would I say? It's a rough enough place, like, you know what I mean. You need to know people around there if you start messing. You know, there's one of them. You know, but hang on, I'll just send this to myself. Oh, there's Kira ringing me. Sweetheart, I'll ring you back in 2 minutes. I'm just on. I forgot to turn off my mic when I said that. Sorry. But yeah, no, hang on, where am I? Salmon's. Yeah. But I went down today and it's in the middle, as I said, it's in the middle of there it is there.
Dublin.
That's the last night's one. Oh, it's in the middle of Blanchardstown, yeah. Yeah. Just send that on there. I don't know what part of I'm live. Did you not understand? You know? Right. I'll ring her back now in a minute. But I had another one there that I wanted to show. What was it? That was the foreigners one. Yeah, we wanted to talk about this supply and demand, wasn't it? We'll talk about that.
Yes, yeah, there was that one, and then there's a Michael McCarthy video as well that
Yeah,
I
I have
sent over.
Michael McCarthy there. I'll play that as well. But we play this one first. No supply, supply, no demand.
Rents down is by increasing supply. We have a major problem in this country, as everybody is aware. We have a housing crisis. That crisis is one of supply. And what we are seeing is an increasing number of renters as our population is increasing significantly, chasing a similar amount of properties that are not increasing at a rate we need to see them increasing. So the aim here is to get supply increased, and that means addressing the investor problem we have in this country, because international investors, finance investors are not looking at our state, and in particular we need them for apartments. And that's why this inflation, if you like, cap only applies to apartments. The 2% will actually apply to any new houses being built if they're being rented out as well. So we're very particular on that. So we need to get that investment in. And then if we get that supply moving, we will start then see rents going down. But if we continue doing what we're doing at the moment, we're simply not going to see those rents coming down.
Sure, but I think it's reasonable to ask when. When is that going to happen?
Well, I want to see it happen as quickly as possible, and that's why this is just one activation measure for international finance to give them that certainty, because as long as they have that 2%, if you like, backstop on inflation protection, a lot of investors won't even look at this country to invest, because what they will say is in real terms they can actually make a loss over a certain amount of time. But we're making a number of other measures. A number of weeks ago, the government made a decision to extend existing planning permissions. That preserves the pipeline of planning. We're looking at planning exemptions, significant amount of planning exemptions to take the pressure away from planners so that they can focus on the planning of the big development.
Wow.
But it's all about, he's going on, oh, supply. He's not mentioning demand, that there's too many people coming into this country. There's not enough housing for what's even here. It's ridiculous.
But Gavin Pepper said this over 2 years ago when he first started speaking. It's all about supply and demand. Cut off the supply, there'll be no demand. You know what I mean? Or cut off the demand, you don't have the supply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's...
And how's your own people
all called far right. But we were all called far right because of it.
I know.
Yeah. But... yeah, but somebody put in there about Longford. Sorry, let me go back to it there and just...
Yeah,
Longford,
I saw that. I think you said it's very bad.
Longford is already like Nigeria, putting more broken people in an already fragile community, and it's shocking. Loads of ghost estates in County Longford. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, lads. If I was living in County Longford, I would not be homeless. I would be in one of them ghost estates. I'm sorry. That's where I'd be. That's where the homeless in Waterford need to go. Converge on them ghost estates and take over and live in them ghost estates, and let the government try and put you out of there. Let the police try and put you out of there. You have squatters' rights. In you get, lads. That's where you go. With your sleeping bags now tonight, make your way out there. If anyone can give people lifts out to these ghost estates, that's where you go when you put your head down tonight, lads. Okay? That's my take on that. So I wouldn't be living on the streets if there was ghost estates in my estate. Sorry. Would you, Orla?
Like, they're lying there idle, and we have... we're in the middle of a massive housing crisis. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, actually, I sent on the link to the WhatsApp. Can you put it in to the chat? Yeah, just for the opt-out, just in case anyone needs it. But as I said, nobody be panicking. There is a phone number as well attached, and if you can't get through online, give them a ring. But you can opt out at any stage.
Yeah, 35 Nigerians cost $500,000. 35 Nigerians, it cost $500,000. 35, it's a joke. There is 300 migrants in this tiny village I live in. Wow.
That's mad.
How many is in the village? You know what I mean? The Pakistani banned for 10 years from Ireland. Yeah, he's gone. 35 been deposited.
But we say this over and over again. This is what happened to the UK. It wasn't illegal immigration. It was legal.
Yeah.
That is even far worse, because it's bringing more and more and more people in. Then they're bringing their families in. So like that's a massive issue. Everyone's talking about, illegal immigration, but it's also legal. That is the issue as well.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, and I have a girl in the chat there that she's always in, Amanda, and she's always giving out about it. Always giving out about it.
She's right.
Always talking about it. Yeah. What's this? No, I'm just looking at something there. Somebody sent me in a thing there. A man saying that disability school, and Muslim man at disability school. I'll play it in a few minutes. But it's Muslim men again. You think I had a fixation with Muslims, but I haven't. Have I, Aura? I don't think I have. But it is the topic.
So they're
It is what
they're against women, they're against girls, they're against Christianity, they're against white people.
And then you have gays for Palestine or trans for Palestine. Mate, you'll be brought up and you will just be dropped off Liberty Hall. That's it. I'm sorry. That's what happens. You know, just consulate. The problem is we don't have a leader. Yeah.
We don't have any leaders. They've sold their soul.
Leaders, but like, lads, what do you need leaders for? Get up and do it yourselves. We don't need a leader. Nobody needs to be led. If you need to be led, well, then you're not worth being in this fight. You need to get up and fight yourself and do it yourself. You know what I mean? Leaders. Nobody's coming here on a bleeding white horse and to save us, lads. This is us. It's down to us to do this. The fucking men of Ireland, like, you know what I mean? So, lads, get off your arses and, you know, let's do something about this. As I said, one day, all across the country, you shut it down. That's it. End of story. That's it. Problem solved. That's it. Or 2 days even. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? But one day you do it. Agreed, Paul. The whole lot to a standstill. Yes, it has to. That's what has to happen. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? And I've been saying it since last year. I've been saying it since before then. The Kulak Says No crew went up and stopped the airport over 2 years ago. That was the start of it. That was supposed to be the start of it. And then nobody else moved in behind us to do that. But everyone needs to get together here now. There's enough Says No groups in this country. There's a Says No group in every county. There could be 3 or 4 different Says No groups in every county. And what's happening is some of them don't like the other ones and this, that, and the other. And it doesn't matter whether you like each other or not. Just all come together in the one place at the one time and stop this on that day. That's all you need to do. You don't even need to talk to each other. You can go back to not talking to each other after it. But everyone just needs to walk together. I'm not saying hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I'm saying just let's get in the one place at the one time and stop everything. 2 or a couple of weeks and you just say, this is the day we're doing it. Or else we just do it. We just organise it between ourselves and just do it on that day. But you need to get a couple of thousand people out in each area. You have to. You know, it's hard enough to get a couple of thousand people out. Well, it's not. We 50,000. That's what they said we had, 50,000. They came from all across the country. If you'd done that in 8 counties with 5,000 people, stopped everything, the main counties, that'd be it sorted. I don't know why people don't want to do that. I really don't know why people don't want to do that. Like, you know, I'd rather die with my boots on, you know what I mean, than on my bleeding knees, you know what I mean? And again, if you have to go to prison, you have to go to prison. End of story. You know what I mean? People are going to go to prison for this, you know what I mean? They are. Of course they are, because the guards are going to target everyone now. You know what I mean? It probably me now for talking like this now tonight. I'll get a knock on the door now. Watch.
Oh, I think I sent on that video.
Which video?
Just check I think I sent on that video.
Yeah, hang on
that
there.
I came across
Maxi
today is a worldwide media about. I'm not sure where it was from.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it now. Paul, we need to block Dublin ports and city centre and the Dáil all on the same day. Yes, the Dublin people need to do that. The Dublin people need to do that. The Cork people need to stop the Cork train, the Cork ferries, the Cork airport. Galway people need to do the same. Anywhere there's an airport, you stop the airport, you stop the buses, you stop the trains. That's it. All on the one day. The country's to a standstill. I'm telling you, lads, that'll make more noise than what 50,000 of us will make in Dublin, or 100,000 of us will make in Dublin. So I go to the marches. I love the marches, as I said, but we need solutions here. We need to be making solutions here. We can't just be getting up and saying how great everything is and we hate the government and such a body is this and he's a this and he's a that with no solutions. We need solutions. I'm sorry. We need solutions. So I think that's a solution all around the country on the one day. Boom. End of story. If we get enough people in Shin and the Dean, and now I think I'll be putting that to the council. I'm telling you now, because that needs to happen. 1 million a day. I'm ranting on a bit. I'm sorry, but hi, Paul and all, a great show. Thanks.
Oh, hi, Mary. How are you?
I love the.
Mary's wall is coming on very well.
Yeah, she sent it to me the other day. Is it finished yet, Mary? TikTok of back of houses and Drumcondra men in army camouflage. Are they soldiers? Okay, I didn't see that TikTok. Who is that? Is that the Dublin videos? Please keep Paul Murphy in Egypt. Yeah, keep. Yeah. Why the new to the parish pushing veganism, so kosher, halal, body organs, mandatory organ harvesting, trading, trafficking. Listen, lads, I'm more worried about them knocking door to door with machetes than I am about them eating fucking meat. I'm being honest with you. It needs to stop. Like, you know what I mean? Enough get together. Like, we've seen, look, lads, it's happening all over Europe. You know what I mean? It's happening all over Europe. It's all coming from Muslims. I'm sorry, but it is. And there's no one that sent it to Orla. Liz Pepper sent that to you. You're on the phone, eh, Orla? See, I told you to do the laptop. You see, I'm gonna have to pull rank here now and make sure you have that laptop.
I barely have a chance to even get off my phone. Never mind anything else.
I'm the same all day, all day. Let's share this out there again. Sorry, I'll put it out there. We're up to 700 there. Fair play to everyone. Keep sharing it out there. It's not going out on my Twitter, but it's going out on all the Facebooks. Freedom Network Facebook, Paul Fitzsimon's Facebook, www.theirischannel.com/live on the interweb.
Yeah, Anthony was saying Sunday night there was 2,400 watching on YouTube alone.
Yeah. See, I can't see that.
He can see it because I think he set it up so he gets the numbers.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's try. We need to play Michael McCarthy's video, and we also need to play the one. I'm nearly sure I sent it on for the police over another European country. It's shocking. That would have been today.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I was looking. Someone else sent me on stuff as well. Okay, so Michael, I have Michael. Is this the Irish Doctors one?
No, I think I sent it on. It from earlier on today. It would be. It's like the police over in a European country.
Okay, hold on. Oh, this is your man. Yeah, I know this. He's brilliant. This is what Suzanne Delaney's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow him on TikTok. He is brilliant. I think I sent that to myself there earlier. Wait, I just check. Even before you sent it to me.
I'll know when I see it anyway.
I have it. I definitely have it there. No, I definitely have it there. Yeah. Definitely have it there. I sent it to myself. Sure, listen, I'll just play it on Twitter. Let's not drag the arse out of it. What? Or that. Yeah, I follow this guy on TikTok, and the images you're about to... This fella is good, really good. It's exactly what's going on all around Europe.
The images you're about to see are very disturbing. And if you can't take the lies anymore, or you need more proof, bear with me. In Moldova, 2 marches happened on the same day. Both were peaceful. One was the Pride Parade, with smiles, flags, full police protection, government approval. The other one, a Christian family march. Parents, children, religious items, peaceful, calm. But this one was met with riot gear, with aggression, with force. You'll see a father holding his child on his shoulders, dragged, pushed, and almost dropping the child. Not because he attacked anyone, but because he marched for values the system doesn't tolerate anymore. That's the inversion matrix, where lies are safe and truth is punished, where rebellion wears rainbows and fate is labeled as hate. It's not about peace, It's about who you obey. Say what the system loves, and you're celebrating. Say what's eternal, and you're being crushed. Now watch, and remember, they only bring the boots when the message is dangerous to them. Remember that.
Jesus. Oh my God. Christians, Catholics. Oh my God.
I think he said at the beginning of the video, Moldova.
Moldova,
Is
yeah.
that what he said at the beginning of it? But like,
Yeah.
to see the poor child like holding on to his lollipop, like, what sort of people would do that to a child? Like, that child was terrified.
But this is like it's not happening in England too. Like, you know, it's happening all around the world. Or it's everywhere. Like, the police are turning on the ordinary people. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't a coincidence last week that the Gardaí came out and told us they had a new water cannon and they had rubber this and spray this and spray that and new gear for the riot squad. Is that to try and frighten people? You know what I mean? Oh, let's
Probably,
not go
yeah.
out there. You know what I mean? But they're going to use them all. They're like the angels of death. They have to be used. They have to come back with something. You know what I mean? And that's what I think they'll try to do over the next couple of months with protests. That's why that's why we need to do. If we can do one in every big county with airports and the whole lot, they haven't got enough water cannons. They haven't got enough army. Like, there's 13,000 Gardaí in the country. There's probably 4,000 of them on maternity leave and mental stress and, you know, all sorts of crap, whatever sick they're on. So there's 8,000. 3 shifts. What's that? 2,500 a shift, more or less, all around the country.
Yeah.
2,500 guards at any given time, and then you get 7,500 if you get them all in. No, they'd never be able to police the whole thing like that. That's what you do. Every county, even up the north, do it, lads. Do it up the north as well. Block Belfast Airport, block all the airports. On one day, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. They'll shit themselves. I'm telling you now. People following weird versions of Christianity, thinking this is my body. It will get given up to the new parish mandatory organ harvest up the fuck out. Yeah, we did. I put it in there, lads. I put it in. A massive development in Hackettstown, Skerry, is just behind my house, now listed for possible iPads accommodation. Over 340 houses and apartments. I had a beautiful countryside view. Gone now. Red Cow Hotel sold for 136 million. Red Cow, when was that sold? Is that sold today? That wasn't sold. That was sold. I think that was sold. Net zero climate scan, another hoax, the Cokes in the box. Yeah.
Well, I only featured a post there on my Facebook page, was it yesterday, the day before, about them cutting down loads of trees in the Amazon rainforest to make way for highways. Like, oxygen is the most important thing we need to live on, and they're cutting down the trees. But yet they're going on about the climate agenda. Like, they're absolute hypocrites. When are people going to wake up to this scam?
Yeah. Barry Walsh just posted in there, Paul, you seem so pissed off. Barry, I am pissed off. I really am pissed off, because there's no solutions coming, lads. We need solutions. We need to stop this. We need to get this done. You know what I mean? And like Katrina there, what's that? It's an army. It certainly looks like an army. Certainly, of course it does. You know, I've been saying this for the last 2 years about this. You know what I mean?
Where's all the men? Where's all the older men? The men in their 60s, 70s, 80s. Where are all those men? It's all young, fit men coming in.
Yes.
And men, and more men, and more men. It's like raining men.
Yeah.
Don't start singing.
I was talking to somebody today, and listen, I can't talk. I can't talk about it, but I was told something today that really shocked me. Like, you know what I mean, about IPAS, about an IPAS centre and who was in it, and you know. But yeah, well, I'll be doing a little bit of a half-an-hour documentary on that. So yeah, we'll do that. That'll be next week or the week after when I get all the facts and everything else. But it's not looking good, people, for these IPAS centres. There's people in these centres that we know nothing about. They tell you they're coming in from Palestine. They tell you they're coming in from Egypt. They tell you they're coming in from here, there, and everywhere. They're not who they say they are. And then you have, as I said, El Khadri, the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, terrorist organisation in countries all around the world. That's why that mosque was closed down, because they wouldn't deal with them, the Muslim Brotherhood. Your man, and the guards weren't allowed in to investigate. That's bullshit, because the guards were in there investigating. But the CIA it was that was investigating that. So why would the CIA be investigating the Muslim Brotherhood and the ICCC, whatever the bleeding hell it is? And now there's nothing talked about. There's nothing been spoke about it. Why? Then they have Crow Park, and then this gobshite drives out to rub our nose in it. He knows he's untouchable. He has something on this government. I'm telling you now. They've signed up to something here. You know what I mean? That and they need to get over it. We need to get
They're
over
all
it.
bought and paid for. You know?
Yeah. You know, you have like Christianity. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big mass goer, or I'm not any of this stuff, but I have faith. You know what I mean? I have. You know what I mean? So Muslim, no, it's just no. So yeah, lads, we need to get out, and I am pissed off. Okay, to that last comment, but yeah. Go on, Orla, you say something there, will you? I'm just going on and on and on and giving out. You know what I mean? I'm like
Right,
that.
well, we'll go back to what we have to play.
Okay.
And what we have to show, because we've loads to get through. We haven't even got on to the vaccine section yet.
Jeez, we're an hour and 6 minutes in already. Holy Jesus. That was all me, wasn't it? You'll need to pick up your bleeding step here, Orla. You know what I mean?
Excuse me, who's sending you everything on?
Hi, Orla. Cavan Catholic Cathedral will be a mosque within a few decades. Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Mass immigration is being used.
If anyone can help me.
Who's your co-host? Who's your co-host? You're my co-host. Mass immigration is being used by the powerful as a weapon to destroy national identities across the developed world. Gerhard Muller, former head of the Vatican Doctrinal Office. Yes, this is exactly what they're doing. But how are we the only people that are seeing this? How? Like, come on. Like, I know there's cognitive dissonance, but this is like going around with a white bleeding cane, lads, at this stage. You know, how can you not see this? It's slapping you in the face, like, you know.
I know. But you see, Paul, it's not that some people aren't seeing it. They don't want to see it. There's the difference. It's like hiding under the bed, hoping that it's all going to go away. But like, we can't do everything.
Listen, I'd love to hide underneath the bed, and for all, I'd love it just to be a dream and just wake up like that. The last 5 years didn't happen, like, you know what I mean? But
I know.
Listen, this happens. These things happen for a reason. Like, this all happened for a reason. I'm here for a reason. You're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. You know what I mean? Because we're wide the fucking awake, like, you know what I mean? And
also you have to remember the devil's at work. This is all against God.
Yeah,
this is a battle against good versus evil. And we've been saying that a long time now.
My family, 12, 24 children, and not social. Look at that there, Angela Leggett. How are you, Angela? Both sides of my family, my grandparents had 12 children, 24 children, and not a social welfare payment between them ever. You know what I mean? And yeah. And them grandkids probably can't afford a house now. And they're probably have to moving away to Australia, some of them, you know what I mean? Because to make a better life for themselves. When them kids should be staying here with us, you know what I mean? And making this country great again, you know, the sort of way.
But that's why people are only having, we'll say, 1 or 2 kids, because that's all you can afford. You know, like my son has just finished college. I have 2 kids. You know what I mean? I can't afford any more children, you know, because my daughter will be going to college in another couple of years and we have to pay for everything. When you have to pay for everything, you can't have a load of kids.
Yeah. Drew Cook. Yeah, but Paul, you have to practice with someone else, not just on your own. Thanks, Drew.
What's that in relation to?
Opt out. I don't know. I something he said earlier over there, but You have to practice with someone else. Yeah. Or was it the pregnant thing or something like that? You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it was.
Not sure.
Opt out of mandatory organ harvesting on HSE. If the government owns your organs, let me see. Will that copy back in there again? There it is, gone back into the chat there, people. It's in the chat. So have a look. Share this everywhere, people. Yeah, share this everywhere. Right. What were we going to do there? That was that.
Well, we have to play. Remember, we have to play Michael's video, and then I'd say we may get on to the segment on the shots.
Yeah. You sent me over the shot stuff, did you?
Yes, as well. Yeah, everything should be labelled. I even did a list for you.
I see the list there, but I have to keep going up and down to pull them down.
Yeah, but I just put them. I put what we had missed.
Yeah, okay, mommy.
Did you like my? There was one slight comment.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, and I'm gonna show everyone that comment now in a minute. What you doing? I won't, Tony Messon. I won't. I might.
Don't scare the poor man away.
No. Yeah. I seen this the other day. This is just.
We'll continue.
Michael does fantastic work.
Over 40% of our doctors, possibly some of the most important people in the country, are trained abroad. And over 23% of our nurses and midwives are actually foreign nationals. So to be honest, I think the only problem we have with immigration is that we don't have enough.
He's quite pretentious, isn't he? I'm sick of these liberal Irish influencers that try to make it seem like the ordinary person who has a problem with immigration, they're the bad people. They're virtue signaling online.
That's excellent, Paul.
Won't live in real life. And they're trying to pretend as if the people who do, the people who have a problem with it, the young Irish people abroad that want to come home and start a family, the people living here, seeing their tax money going towards hotels for migrants coming in, the people walking down their local town where they once would have known most people now look around and they're starting to feel foreign in their own communities. They're trying to make those people seem like the bad guys because they don't live in real life. That's the problem. Now, he also said that 40% are doctors, 20% are nurses. You have to explain how that's good. How is it good to import cheap labor while our own are abroad and looking for a reason to come home? We have our own nurses trained in Irish universities, trained to our standards elsewhere, wanting to come home because the opportunities aren't better here, house prices are too high, and they don't see a reason to come back. All while we're importing foreign labour who are poorly trained and we're bringing them in here because they'll work for cheaper. He's saying this 2 days after RTE did an investigative report showing the care that was given to some of the old people in these nursing homes, and it was abysmal. They were dragging them around. They were treating them like shit. 83% of medical malpractice is done by foreign doctors in Ireland. And he's trying to say that as if our own nurses and doctors don't want to work here, but we're importing foreign labour, as if that's a good thing. It's virtue signal. That's all these people do. It's sitting on their high horse, pretending as if they're better than everyone else.
Very good video. Give Michael a follow. He is on X and he's also on TikTok. But like he made some like really good points there. Like at the end of the day, we have such highly qualified doctors and nurses in this country. Why, like, is there not proper pay and conditions to keep them here instead of having them emigrate somewhere else? You know, and they're all been snapped up. And then we're importing foreign labour in here, which is cheaper, and they don't have the same qualifications. Some of them may not even speak English properly. Like, it's absolute and utter madness. Oh, did somebody win? Maybe that's me. Paul, if I'm not in the show on Thursday night, I won. You're muted.
Oh my God, 250 million. Could you imagine it? I tell you, that commune, it'd be bought. We have to buy it up. If I won that tonight now, I'm going to be honest, right? I'd buy up a couple of 100 acres somewhere and I'd just put a fence around it and put log cabins in it, and we could all live happily ever after. We could all sit and hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's what we could do, people. Yeah. And bring,
Paul,
and bring in
Paul, I hope you're not insinuating we're part of a cult.
the Fitzy cult. No. Everyone had owned their own shit. I just buy it first, and you could pay me back. You know what I mean? Like, if I had 250 lads, we'd be sorted if I had 250 million. You know what I mean? This country would be taken back tomorrow if I won 250 million. I can guarantee you. If I win,
and hey, Paul, and you think you're popular with the ladies now?
yeah. I don't think I'm popular with the ladies at all. You keep saying that, not me. But
listen, I know they're all up asking me about you.
Yeah, that's only because I'm such a nice guy. There's a lot of pushback to this agenda now in the EU. The traders in the Dáil are on the wrong side. Keep up the good fight, lads. Enjoy the weekly shows. Hopefully it all falls apart soon.
Thanks, Tony.
I hope so too, Tony. It needs to fall apart. It really does. But I'm going to be honest. There's people talking to me now that, that stopped talking to me a long time ago because of all this shit. And now they're back talking to me now, asking me what we can do and how we can help. And you know what I mean?
But none of us told lies. We were always telling the truth, but we just weren't listened to. It was the same with the shots. It was the same with the lockdowns. It was the same with everything. We just weren't listened to. It wasn't like we were lying.
Yeah. I'm just going to play this here. This is Salmons today, okay, in Bladstow. I just went there today and done just a little video. So it's me talking again. If you aren't already sick listening to me talking, here I am again. Did you just do a vomit thing, did you?
I went like that. And then me. No, I just went like that. Me.
Give me a thumbs up if you can see it.
Salmon's Lounge in Mount View Shopping Centre, and it's been put down as a homeless hub. This is what they're going to call this, a homeless hub, and we all know what these homeless hubs are all about. Start off as a homeless hub, then we move them out, and then they bring in the black lads and the Muslim lads and everyone else, and this place will be decimated. You have the crowd already down there. There's a good crowd down there. I'll go down and talk to them in a few minutes. But look at this, right in the heart of the estate. Like, look at this, right beside houses, right beside schools. Like, why do they put these places in beside schools? There's a school across the road there, look. You see it? That's the school right beside it. There's the church. As you see, all the shops there, a lot of kids hang around this place. It's gone ridiculous where they're putting these in here now. I'm just going to walk over and have a look at the site notice. And as you can see there's the site notice. And it says there, Mount View Shopping Centre, Mount View Road, Kilmine, Dublin 15. The development will consist of the construction of a family hub and medical/council suite. A family hub is a form of supported temporary accommodation, specifically designed for families who are experiencing homelessness, typically sourced from the local authority, social housing waiting list, or the homeless register. The proposed building shall be 3 stories and contain 40 family rooms, including universal accessible area, dining facilities, living area, play and homework form, rooms, outdoor child play area, and landscaping, and all associated site works. Now, we all know that this is not going to be. They will start off as a homeless hub, and as it progresses on, they'll move those people out. And this, listen, let's be realistic, people. This is not going to go to homeless families that live in the area. This is going to go to foreign homeless families while they're waiting to be housed by Fingal County Council. So, as I said, there's been a good contingent of people down here. There they all are down there. The ladies again, they're all standing down there again today. As you can see, they've put up the tricolours. And that's what we need, the tricolours up on the building there now. But people, we all know what this is going to be. It's the same with the 12th block down in Castleknock. That's already a homeless hub. I've seen Roma families in there. But again, they get moved out of there and they get put into, get homed. They get houses above Irish people. Like, there's a lot. These are all, I'm not saying depraved or deprived, but it's all working class areas. There's nothing going into Killiney, Dalkey, BlackRock. Well, BlackRock has a couple, but it's just ridiculous. Any of the affluent areas, D4, nothing goes into D4, nothing goes into any of them places. So, yeah, I'll report on this later on again now. We'll talk later on. Thank you.
Like, that's just madness, Paul. Like, again, there's employment gone from the area. You think of, let's say, college students, you know, that would have worked there behind the bar. You think about, we'll say, again, money into the local economy. You would have people using that venue because it looks a good size, right? For the likes of Christmas, birthday parties, etc., etc. That's all gone. That's part of the local community, and that is all gone. They're going to fit a few hundred people into that. Like, it's just madness. You're muted.
Sorry, because we're getting an echo. All the young crowd used to drink in there. There was a few in there today. I actually, when I pulled up and I walked over to the bookies. I walked over to the bookies to have a look at Ascot or something was on today. So I walked in to have a look at someone's at the.
Why the fuck would I go away, mate?
What's that now?
Why would I go away?
Can you hear that?
Why
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know what that is. Something's at that. Something in my ear just went mental. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I know what it was. When I clip this ear here, the Twitter thing starts playing. It's just, listen, it's a technical thing, you know what I mean? But what was I talking about there? Sorry.
You were saying the young people used to drink there.
But that, like, there's nowhere for them to go now. Nowhere whatsoever for them to go now. Like the shopping centre, you have that Leiden Kip. What is it? That, you know, that them bars, what are they called? You have them all over England. You know the one. Not Sotheby's, whatever they're called. Got a wine bar and a bar, you know. Wetherspoons. That's the ones. Yeah. That's the one that's down. Euro Millions won in Orange tonight. Let's hope it's someone that needs it. If it's not me, let's hope it's someone in the chat and they buy me 1 million coffees.
And $1 million for me. Never mind about Paul.
Yeah. Got 1 million coffees will do me. Yeah, deadly. Listen, I'm afraid to check my ticket now. Oh, sure, I didn't do it. Sure.
I did.
And so did I. I used to walk with this guy, right? This is not messing around. I used to walk with this guy, right? And I'd be going around. I was the guy who used to do the lotto in the job, you know. It's lads, just want to do it, and I collect the money, and it got a nightmare. He wouldn't give you the money 1 month, and if you leave them out and you win something, it's just, so I had to keep putting it in. It was just a nightmare, right? But this one guy, he knows who he is if he's watching, right? And I said, do you want to get into this? No, you have no chance of winning that. I said, have I not? He says, no, you have no chance. He said, you have a 93 million chance. He says, same chance as what I have, you know? I said, how have I the same chance as what you have? I said, you're not doing it. I said, I understand the odds are that bad. I said, but I'm doing it. You're not doing it. I said, so my odds have to be better than yours. Like, you know what I mean? And he just couldn't grasp that. You know what I mean? He was, to this day, he probably still thinking like that. But hey, I could have done you all tonight. 250 million. I'd be gone to Portugal in the morning for a month and I'd buy a house. Big mansion. Yeah, huge thing. That's where
you wouldn't need a background then, would you?
No. We could have a big studio in Portugal. We could do raves and everything. We could do anything you want. It could be deadly. We could go global with this order.
Hey, Paul, we're not getting any banners done.
No, I'll get loads of banners done then. I would. Banners. They'd be on
not
the side
with our
of
faces
buildings.
on them. Not with our faces on them. No.
Yeah, why not?
Your face,
Why
yeah.
not?
Mine, no.
Yeah, I'd get them with my face on. I would. Yeah, I'd buy the building and then I'd project my face up onto the building. I would. Yeah. Paul sent you a
And then it'd be
video.
surrounded by all the women.
Needs. Thanks for that. There. I'm going to actually play that now. Was that the one? Yeah. I see it here. Just post that into me there. A guy pulled up. Where is it there? Paul, I sent you a prayer. Yeah, sent you a video of a Muslim prayer outside a special needs school. Yeah. Watch this. Again, Muslims. You think I had something in for them? You think I had it in for them, wouldn't you? You know? And all the hype about me being friends with the Muslim Brotherhood and everyone else. Jesus Christ, if you're friends like me, who needs enemies? What?
Exactly.
What are you praying outside the school for kids with special needs for? What? What? What's telling me to go away? Why the fuck would I go away, mate? Why would I go away? Why would I go away? Why don't you go away? It's a school for special needs. So why don't you get on your bike and fuck off? Yeah, don't tell me to fucking go away, you cheeky cunt. Yeah, I don't care. Go pray in a mosque, because this is like a fucking mosque to you, does it? Okay. What's that say there, buddy? Can you read, yeah? Sorry? What does that say? Can you read that? Which one? That right there, look. What's that say? Special school. Kids with disabilities, yeah, and you're sitting there fucking praying outside it. Okay. So get on your bike and fuck off. Sorry about that. Yeah, don't be sorry. Go pray in a mosque like everybody else, you fucking prick. I wouldn't come to your fucking country and start praying outside fucking schools, would we? Disrespectful bastard, man.
Look, skill for the deaf. Good child, half a skill, pre-care, special skill. Yeah, this is what you're into the country.
Thanks for sending that in there. It's disgraceful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, disgraceful. The role of the military in all of this must be fully looked at. The military are gone as woke as shit. I know guys who have left the military as soon as the rainbow shit came in. They turned around and said, lads, I don't know why you're teaching. They have to do courses now on diversity and all crap like that. These are the men who are supposed to be fighting for our lives and our country. These are soldiers. They don't need to be diverse. They just need to know how to shoot a gun and do what they have to do. They don't need to be worrying that Mary over there, who's really Johnny, is that they're getting his knickers in a bleeding knot and he's at the giving out about you and you're up on charges now because you offended him. So what if you offended him? Grow a pair of balls, man, and just fuck off, or just keep your balls and go. It's just, this is all just getting in on me now. I'm being honest with you, how stupid people are. And fair play to the lads that are leaving, and fair play to the coppers that are leaving as well because of this shit. Yeah, they're getting in worse ones now. They're getting in Muslims. They're going to iPass centers. You know what I mean? They don't even know who these people are. You know, these people have no passports. You know, we'll vet them. We'll vet them. Yeah,
there is no vetting.
There is no vetting. Exactly. There's no vetting. I don't think we have a says no in Leitrim. Jane, make a says no in Leitrim, or else join Shinanadina Leitrim, and we will help you start up your patrols and whatever else you need to do. That's what you need to do. You know, there, I'll put up Shinanadina there across the bottom there. Anyone who wants to join Shinanadina, there you go. www.shinanadina.ie. If you have no says no groups, join Shinanadina if there's any Shinanadina in your group, and then from there it'll all blossom. Trust me, it will.
And then don't forget as well, this weekend we have the protest in Dublin, in the Garden of Remembrance at 2 p.m. It's Sunday, isn't it?
Sunday, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if I'm able to go yet. I'm not sure. You'll be there anyway, Paul, won't you?
I'll be there. I'll be there with bells on. Yeah, I will be there flying the flag. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I actually can't wait for it. But again, all we're doing, lads, is we're going in, 20, 30,000 of us having the crack, going for a few points after. Get up Monday morning with a sore head. The lefties are giving stick saying there was only 800 there. We're giving stick back saying that there was 50,000 there. And it's forgotten about by Wednesday. You know, like, what have we actually achieved? You know, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be... Listen, I don't mean to be a killjoy or whatever about it. Like, I'm all for the protests and the whole lot, but we need to be doing something with the crowd. We can't just be bringing a 50,000 crowd from one A to B without stopping something, without, you know, listen, that's just me. I'll probably get arrested for having thoughts like that. But for having thoughts like that and telling you, it's probably even, I'll probably get arrested either way now for that. But, yeah. Anymore. Let's organise it. Yes, Teresa O'Neill, let's organise it. There's my number. Look, we have loads of numbers there. Look, boom, 089 203 1521. We can organise stuff. Contact me. KKK, and what needs to happen to the new Irish political, where it's people in charge who have the power, because head to toe, how our government is run is a shambles. Yes, you need a government in there by the people, for the people, of the people. That's what you need. You don't need these career politicians. I'm going to be honest with you. I ran in the elections. Listen, I know what I know from the last few years about. I know how not to do things if that seems right. You know what I mean? I know how to do things the right way and the truthful way, instead of spinning yarns to people and trying to gaslight people. And people need to be called out and held accountable for what they've
That's all
done
they
on
do.
every
They tell
on every
lies.
front.
They tell lies.
Yeah.
They're not honest with the people. They won't take responsibility for anything. They won't ever apologize for anything. Why would you want those people in government? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Like they've all sold us out. They have no empathy, no compassion. They don't care. You know, why would you want people like that in government?
Dickhead. Fitzer, opt-out is not working properly, probably because it's so busy. As Orla said, there's no panic unless you're as old as me and Paul.
Well, now listen, I think Jaden is soon coming up with more proof that Paul could be older than 164.
No way, Jesus Christ! I tell you, I look good for 164, guys. Yeah, oi, Paul, Willie Grill, Chris. Yeah, Willie, we need to do it, don't we, Willie? Block the whole country. Yes, lads. Now you're coming around to my way of thinking. I like the marches myself, but we need action now. We do need action now.
We do.
God hears the cry of every child and every pleading parent. He will release his anger in lightning and storms. Listen, I know. Oh, time for talking is over, Irish Warriors. Yes, it is. Definitely. Only 14,000 Gardaí in this country to police a population of 5 million. Boom. Now you have it, guys. Now you have it. We need to block an airport runway, M50, and the main train routes. Boom. I'm loving this. Keep hitting me. Come on, let's do it. 5,000 on each port would make an impact. Yes, it would.
Do you remember what happened over in Canada? Do you remember that lunatic over in Canada was making all these ridiculous rules during the lockdown, and the lorry drivers went out and they blocked up and they stopped out the people would stop the country. And I'll tell you, there was a quick turnaround then.
Yeah, we need to get real patriots in the military on our side, as well as migrants. Yeah, two apartment buildings finished, Coilmore and Bluebell Avenue, sitting empty 2 years. Get in. Homeless people, off you go into these places. You know what I mean? It has to be better than where you are. Take over these buildings, in you go, squatters' rights, let them go through the court, fight them the way they're fighting you. That's what you do. Because if you don't get into them buildings, there's going to be a lot of migrants in them this time, 6 months' time. So, lads, get your arse off the streets and go and do that. I'll give you a lift only for I'm live here. So, listen, lads, yeah, that's what you do. The mandatory organ harvesting policy is about the government owning your body, organs, etc. So also own your house and take off. Well, this is it. This Article 49 is trying to get rid
but they're
of that.
busy trying to kill us as well. We're bringing in the assisted suicide. So, I mean, they're very busy. Like, as I said, they initially wanted to protect Granny. Then they want to get Granny out of her house. And now they want to kill Granny. So they're very busy.
Yeah. Someone's just saying that we have a savage amount of new to the parish yet the people still believe they're running from war. There's no war in Georgia. There's no war in Somalia. There's no war in Nigeria. There's none of them. Oh, we get persecuted because we're gay. Yes, I still have 2 boys, Hercules and Malachi, hey, whatever. You were gay 2 minutes ago, mate. Oh, well, I'm bisexual. Yeah, when it suits you. This is what I'm saying. We don't even know these people's names. Gobshites. If it is, you're right. I had a neighbour beat me to the ground for cooking my own flat. 9 years of hell. Yeah. It's gone ridiculous. Like, Paul, who opened the floodgates to Europe? Yeah, I know. We need to close the floodgates to Europe. Now, listen, people, we're not going to get out of Europe anytime soon. So that's all a pipe dream at the minute. But what we can do is we can renegotiate deals and tell them what we're giving them, not what they're taking from us. Like, our fisheries need to come back. As one person said, they were only allowed fish in zone 27. Our fisheries goes up, nearly up to Norway, or up. It goes way up, way up. You know what I mean? And there's countries fishing our waters who haven't even got a port to bring the fish into. They drop the fish at another port and it gets shipped down by, like, come on. You know what I mean? No, that's it. No more. You need to stop this shit. And that's it. I'm sorry. Take back your fisheries, take back your trucking, take back your farming. Like, this country is the richest. It's one of the richest countries in the world. Food-wise, agriculture-wise. You know, there's oil off the coast that we gave away. Who gave that away? You know what I mean? Come on. Like, no wonder they want this country. You know what I mean? But if the Muslims take over this country, they'll be like a plague of locusts. I'm telling you now, they will go through this country and this country will be left barren. And that's not the way I want to leave my kids or anyone else in this country.
No.
I'm sorry. So we need to get this shit sorted now, lads. They are working in hospital now. No, the blood types you have and matching it to the organ hunters. Yeah. Lads, God almighty. This could turn into a whole conspiracy theory show, this one. Like, we could do another show on this, like, you know what I mean, about the conspiracies. But when conspiracies are real, they're not conspiracies anymore. It's conspiracy fact now, all the shit we're talking about, you know. Why joined Hospital for Wars new to the parish for more organ harvesting? Yeah, have you seen the hospital?
Oh, actually, do you know what we should play? Actually, I sent you on the video in relation to the Children's Hospital. Just play that.
The Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't get to play that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go now looking for you. You sent it to me.
Look at the shape of the hospital as well, like, you know, in the shape of the eye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. I thought I was the only one seeing that. Obviously not. I have that pulled down here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's on my list, Paul.
I know it's on your list, and I have it pulled down. Okay, and we need to talk about the Children's Hospital. Right, go on.
Patients for at least another year. TDs were told last week that the new state-of-the-art hospital, which will be based on the grounds of St James's in Dublin, will not see patients until June 2026 in the best case scenario. It's the 15th time that the project's finish date has been pushed out and marks yet another twist in the controversy of the new children's hospital. David Gunning, the chief of the National Paediatric Hospital Development Board, told the Dáil spending watchdog, the Public Accounts Committee, that he did not have faith in the project's main contractor, BAM. Last week, BAM advised the hospital board that it would not meet its projected substantial completion date in June and pushed it out until September. Lucy Nugent, CEO of CHI, told PAC chairman John Brady that CHI will need 9 months to fit out the hospital, meaning it will be June 2026 at the earliest before patients will be seen. Mr Gunning said the project will cost an additional $2 million per month for every month it is delayed. The National Children's Hospital was expected to be built by 2020 at a cost of $700 million, with then Health Minister Leo Varadkar saying in 2016 it will be built within this time frame short of an asteroid hitting the planet. The price is now expected to exceed $2.2 billion. In response to Fine Gael's Joe Neville, Mr Gunning said he could not say he had faith in BAM. He also argued he could not say with certainty whether the September date would be met. Phelim Devine, project director at the National Paediatric Hospital Development Board, argued that BAM had not fully staffed construction of the new children's hospital. He suggested there were only 600 workers on site and that BAM is only hitting 60% of their planned work programme. A spokesman for BAM, however, insists the project has always been fully resourced and is currently resourced at approximately 50% above the level that was anticipated at this stage.
Wow. It's more than 2.2 billion. It's more than 2.2 billion. I think it's up to 2.6 or 2.7 now at this stage.
But how many more delays will there be? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. If you were building a house and there was delay after delay after delay, you would not be paying your contractor, or you'd be sacking them and getting somebody else. You know,
I'll give you the answer to that. Who's building it? The government. The government answer to nobody, and that's it. End of story. End of story. I was out in a place last week, a beautiful place. Okay, I was out for whatever, I went out for lunch or what have you out there, and I walked to a place that is it's just a beautiful place. It's out Kildare way, right? And I think the OPW are in there. The government must already own this place, and the OPW are walking in there. And I thought, this has to be watched for an iPass. Has to be, you know what I mean? And if it is, wow, it's just They're buying all of these old buildings. That's what they're doing, and they're putting exemption orders on them, so as they can. But see, the funny thing about Crown Paints was there was a pre-63 agreement on that. That was built before 1963. So with all of these older buildings, the likes of Shalom in Kilcock, the whole lot, they all have preservation orders on them as well. You know what I mean? Like, they were built in the 1700s. They can't be altered. They can't be, you know what I mean? And these people are buying these up. Even if you buy it, if I buy that place tomorrow, I can't change that because there's a preservation order on it. But they're trying to bypass the preservation orders as well, and that can't happen. And again, if there's no public participation, if they haven't consulted anyone, that's your case. You go there and you get someone to draw up legal stuff there, you know. Patrick McGreal is a great man. I'll give Patrick a shout out. Melissa Kelly is also brilliant. She helped us with Coolock. And listen, there's loads of people out there that'll help, you know what I mean? But listen, it doesn't come free. If you're going to do court cases, you have to pay for them. You have to organise something to pay for them. But listen, in the long run, it works out for you, I'm being honest with you. Steady Eddie, we call the old empire, others the Committee of 300. But they go way back. The Committee of 300. I don't think 300. I don't think we need 300. Paul, whatever you organise, myself and my two daughters will stand by you 100%. I didn't say I was going to organise that, but listen, we look into it, you know. As Chris Christopherson said in what do you call it? Remember Convoy? Do you remember that movie Convoy? Do you remember that about the trucks? You're not old enough for it. There's a movie years ago called Convoy. Look it up. It's brilliant. It's about the truckers in America that the cops are actually, and a convoy across the country, you know. And he was called the Rubber Duck, you know. And your man comes up beside him and he says, "You're the leader of this." And he says, "What do you mean I'm the leader?" He says, "Yeah, you're the leader." He said, No. He said, "I'm just the guy that's out in front." He says, "I'm not the leader." And it sort of shut your man down, like, you know what I mean? There's no leaders here, you know. And that's the way it works with these protests as well. Because the guards come over, "Who's the leader here? And as soon as they find out who the leader is, you're gone. You know what I mean? No leaders here.
I know.
No. Who organised it? I don't know. I'm just here. I just seen it on Facebook. Yeah. This is tyranny. Yeah. Police officer ranks in top 10 professions chosen by psychopaths to work in. And listen, I know a couple of guards, and they're good guys. They really are good guys. You know what I mean?
There's loads of good guards. There is. It's unfortunately a lot of bad ones as well. But look, that's every professional.
Foreign police at the Paris Olympics, a taste of things to come. There was foreign police in Coolock, mate. What do you mean at the Paris Olympics? There was guards drafted in. There was PSNI drafted into Coolock. And we only spoke about it the other day, there was kids there, right, guards, no more than 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever, and they were shitting themselves. You could see it. You know what I mean? They were drafted in there from Templemore with no epaulets on, or, you know, Drew Harris didn't give a shit. Just throw these kids into the firing line, and then we get the stormtroopers in then to sort them out, you know? But that's not going to happen again. That'll never happen again. The protests are too big now for that to happen, you know what I mean? Moldova is very impoverished. Jesus Christ, lads.
It is, yeah.
Miss Pigeon. And it's why they leave stabby lot into the stabos into hospital where they know where blood types plus match. Yeah. This is conspiracy. And then they get the black lads.
I'm just laughing. They'll want me because I'm a universal donor.
Yeah. I have that funny blood as well, you know, the good blood. I probably shouldn't be saying that.
Oh yeah, I have that as well.
Yeah. I was a blue baby. They took my blood out. I must have got the blood of Blade and Rasputin or something, you know, one of them mad bastards. Yeah. Sharpen your hatchets and prepare. Better to sound crazy than to be naive. As I said, I'd rather die with my boots on. Gemma O'Doherty has been saying about the return of the Catholic faith for years. Yeah, that needs to happen as well. And Limerick says no. We're a prime example of it on
What's
Saturday.
What's that about Ross?
You had a picture. Ross
Sarah, what are you talking about, Ross?
I don't know.
Is Ross in the chat or something?
Don't take it, Orla. I didn't see him in the chat. Don't take it, Orla. Yeah, Gemma O'Doherty, the Catholic faith. Yeah, listen, as I said, Limerick says no had a big Sacred Heart.
The flags, yes.
Brilliant. And a Blessed Virgin flag. And I'm actually getting me miraculous medal back on Friday. So yeah, that's why I was wearing the cross. But
look, somebody was saying this to me as well, and they're making a valid point. Like, there's no point in us giving out about churches closing down if we're not going to mass. I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, people might be able to make mass every single Sunday, but what's the point of giving out about churches closing down if we're not going to mass? You know?
it's true, yeah, it's true. And Crow Park would be a cricket ground. Yeah, because them Packies love playing cricket. They love it. Yeah, no.
Sarah's after messaging up the top there saying Ross as my new co-host.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, do you know something? Ross toned it down, or that's why you're there.
My new co-host.
I'm only joking.
What did you turn around and say to him? You wear the trousers.
Yeah, you picked them. Yeah. I remember now for saying that years ago when I was in Turkey or something years ago, and we were having a bit of crack with this fella. He was a real comedian, like, you know, Dublin fella, really from Cabaret he was. And this fella was like a Blade Malteser. He's an outfit from Cabaret, a lovely outfit. And I said, I have to go for a grub now with her. I said, would you fucking stay, will you? We were on the lash, like, you know. Oh, he said, no. And she come over, he turned around and he says, oh, yeah, she come over, you know, and said, you're right. And he says to him, yeah, go on with your mate. He said, oh, no, I wear the trousers in this relationship. She just fucking picked him, you know, and he walked. It was very funny, like, you know, brilliant.
Oh, my God.
There's the opt-out there again, Ireland Force. Who's in the Ireland Force chat there? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is that Mark or Anthony?
I don't know. FC, I don't know what that is. That's bleeding Wi-Fi. I hope that's not the code to get in here, lads, is it? I hope not.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. It's Ireland Force. I don't know who it is either. I don't really care. At least Mustafa hasn't showed up now at all. You know, I was talking to an American couple in a pub last night, and they said they've been coming to Ireland for years for holidays, and the change they've seen has really shocked them. Yeah. But look, it shocked it shocked them. It shocked us. We live here. No way will I be manipulated and demonized, demonized into believing that the burqa is grand, because it's not. Once we agree and say choice, we enable the abusers of women. Why should you be allowed to wear a burqa if you're not allowed to wear a motorbike helmet?
Yeah, exactly. But what about some of the women now that they're like, do you know the way some of them would have the letterbox thing? Do you know what I mean? And you know, some of the letterbox thing, and then now that's completely covered over. Like, you can't even see their eyes in some of them.
I know.
Like, that's madness. I mean, this is 2025.
We're important doctors from Africa and India where the IQ would shock you. Yes, it's true. And as I said this a couple of weeks ago as well, 85% of all claims through the HSE are for foreign doctors and nurses. Okay, just saying that. I'm overwhelmed with anxiety over my kids, and every time I try to explain it, I'm mad in their eyes. Now,
I know.
Funny you can say that. I know a personal friend of mine now has the same problem with her kids. Yeah, that they just think she's mental. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Like, I've been mental all along, like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter, like, you know what I mean? But as I said, there's people talking to me now that blanked me, you know. Really, I'm not messing, over the COVID shit, over all of this shit. They can see what's going on now. You know, 23 years in the game, and the money's shy, everything goes up, bar our wages. Yeah, it's true. Like,
I know, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. We went to the Duns last week with my ma, and you used to be able to buy a 3-pack of steaks for 11 quid in Duns, right? They weren't bleeding. They weren't Wagyu steaks or whatever, you know what I mean? But they were steaks. Me and Harry would have, when the women would go away, me and Harry would have 1.5 each, you know what I mean? With the old mushrooms and the whole lot. 11 quid, 17 quid they are now. 6 quid, like, that's nearly 50. That's a jump of 50%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
They fairly want to know, you know, Paul. They fairly want to know you. You know, yeah, they want to know you now. Yeah, they do. We do need a leader, regardless of what you say, and we do need a staunch man like Roy Keane to stand up for us. Yeah, Roy Keane. They're all bogies. Sorry. They're all taking the king shilling as well. They won't open their mouth. There's none of them will open their mouth. You know what I mean? Because it'll take their gravy train from them. You know what I mean? There's Matthew Letizia, the only one who spoke out. The only one who spoke out and lost his job. Spoke out about COVID and the injections and lost his job in Sky Television. He was one of the best pundits on the telly. And then they brought in the DEI hires, the women. You know? Yeah. No.
I know.
Right, late. The cheap product exchange in my nursing home has turned into a form of abuse for me. The jelly, for example, sticks to the metal trays. 25% orange juice, not Kaluna, but Jaffa Gold. Same for apple juice. See, they cut in, and I've heard all the iPass stuff that's coming in. It's all coming in from the north. I can only see this going one way. 1916, for example. Jake, I can see it myself, mate, and I've been saying it for a long time. I really have. Heard that this of the Suidlanders, South America, are doing the same, Paul, getting a defensible area. Yeah, the cohort's better than being picked off one by one. Yes. Get in there, build a wall, arm to the teeth, because all these vaccine fellas are going to start dying now in the world. They'll be zombies, so we'll have an excuse to start doing it. You know what I mean? So I wish they'd ever hurry up and bleed and start. You know what I mean?
Do you want to put up some stuff on that because it's 10 to?
Okay, in the cremation boat. Okay, we'll go with.
I have JFK. Not JFK. Robert FK. Sorry, Robert FK.
We'll probably do that. We'll probably do that last. I want to do the tricolour. Okay, what he spoke about the tricolour. Did you see this on News Talk?
Oh, is this from News Talk?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I put it up today. I didn't get time to put it up yesterday. What utter tripe that's coming out of their mouths.
Yeah, but it's coming out.
Tripe. It is utter tripe, yeah. But it's News Talk. It's the government's bitch.
Yeah, they're all Luke O'Neill owns News Talk as far as I'm concerned.
And me myself, I mean, when you pass a house now that has a tricolour outside it, certainly I'm much more likely to think that's probably a racist house rather than there's any sort of national pride or anything. It's just been taken over by far-right agitators over the last few years, and the people who are wrapping themselves in it are people that I think the vast majority of Irish people wouldn't want to associate with at all. But we were kind of wondering, like, when was the last time you felt proper pride in the flag, in the tricolour?
These far-right crowd, they have no symbol of their own. They don't represent any political entity. They don't have any policies other than directing frustration and hatred towards immigrants. So therefore, the tricolour would be the handy thing to misappropriate rather than come to represent something coherent or what they claim to be offering an alternative view of society.
Funny enough, I've always had this view, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, think it's over the top. I've always had a view that every school in the country should fly the tricolour, that we should have I think the Scots are really good at this, pride in their flag, pride in their nation, and I think we traditionally have not been great at it. I love the idea of every school flying the flag, just to engender that belief and that love of the flag. And maybe that's a way of taking back the flag now, because I do agree with Mick. I think it has been misappropriated.
Yeah, and we possibly do need to think of a way to take that back and to make it stand for something else. Maybe it's something like you're suggesting there with the schools, because the most emotion we're feeling about it is now that we feel it's been taken away from us.
Yeah, I think that is true. And that is a sad thing. And it is our flag. It's everybody's flag. It doesn't belong to one group. It certainly doesn't belong to the far right, and it didn't belong to the IRA in the 1970s and 1980s and early 90s.
Who in God's creation listens to that utter rubbish? Like, how stupid are those people? And if people can't see there's an agenda behind that, like, every country should be proud of their own flag. And it's not just nationalists that have taken over the flag. It's our flag. It belongs to Ireland. Like, utter tripe. Do you know what? Somebody just said there, I'm going to mute. I nearly felt I'm muting it myself.
I thought I just changed the flag up there then, because I was told that's the Irish flag there. So I put that up in the corner there, just with the tricolour as well. And there's the other one. Remember that?
Great. But as I said, they're nothing more than the government's bitch. Excuse my language.
Remember, dump about politicians, elect patriotic candidates, stop the great replacement. Do you remember I got them done? Yeah, I got them done. But People were saying there that your man said that we had no politics and or anything. Well, there you go. Ireland First. That's who we are. So join us. But yes, I have the flag there. Like Andy, I actually text Andy today to see could I get some flags for the girls up in well, when I say girls, like it makes me laugh, like, you know what I mean, that the women at these areas are the ones who go up and start these protests, that the men are nowhere to be seen. Like it's just shocking.
But I've always said this about, look at America. Nearly every household in America will have a flag outside their house. We should be doing the same thing. You know?
Yeah. I haven't got out from my thing there now, but
But why can't we do that? That's what, you know, have it in the window, side the house, front of the house, wherever. It doesn't matter, you know? But just have the tricolour.
Did I? No. Yeah. Just bear with me. Yeah. I'm looking for your fella. What was his name? What was his name?
Monty fella.
No, Robert Kennedy Jr. I was looking for.
Yes, yeah. There's that. There's one from Dr. Naomi Watts. There's one on the animal shots as well. Jesus, I thought you were talking about Andy Quirk there for a second.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was.
Andy's going to run when he sees me again.
I was. Yeah.
I know, he does great work.
I'm just trying to put up Andy Quirk's thing there.
Oh, on the elections, yeah. I thought that was a good post.
Yeah, that's up here. So I just... that was a couple of days ago you sent that to me, wasn't it?
I sent it to you several days ago and you didn't put it up. That's why I sent you a list today or yesterday.
Yeah. I know, well, listen, you have to do something. You can't just be coming on here and... you can't just be coming on here and do a Jerry Waters on it. You can't just come in here and do a Jerry Waters. I'm telling you, like, you know. You need to put in a bit of work here.
Listen, feck off you.
Yeah. This is from Andy Quirk. Now, Andy put this out it was a while ago, wasn't it, during the elections? But just in what he said was...
It's the 9th of June.
Yeah. It was the 9th of June, but it's about the elections. That in the general election, only 59.7% of the people voted, the lowest since 1923. In the local elections, only 49.4% voted, the lowest ever, while over 500,000 names were found on the register to vote that shouldn't be there. Corrupt government will now use this as an excuse to try and bring in a digital voting system that's easily rigged and with the help of the CCP. That's from the gorgeous Andy Quirk, isn't it, Orla? Yeah.
Don't start.
What are you talking about? He's a good looking lad, I have to say. The first day I met him, I rang up to him and I said, Jesus, he's a good looking fella, isn't he? Look, he's a big, good looking guy, like, you know. For anyone who doesn't know Andy is the guy who does all the flags and
Andy does excellent work. And I think Andy now has moved that he's more worried about Paul.
Yeah. Look, me and Herman. I remember that night. Yeah.
Oh Lord God, do you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm looking. I have RFK. I'm going to go with this childhood vaccines.
Yeah.
Let me see how we got. So what are we on? We're on 2 hours. So hold on then.
We have that. There's Dr. Naomi Watts as well, and then there's the animal shots.
Yeah, but that's all COVID related, isn't it?
Yeah.
More or less. Okay.
Well, it's to do with the shots.
Yeah. So I'm going to just play this RFK Jr., right?
In terms of the changes to ASAP, this has been a long time coming. More than 2 decades ago, Congress investigated ASAP. The government oversight committee found that, for example, that year, which was 2003, they gave one example that 4 out of the 5 people who added the rotavirus vaccine to the schedule had direct financial interest in that vaccine. One of those individuals voted the rotavirus onto the vaccine and sold his rotavirus vaccine that he had in development for $186 million. He said he won the lottery. That year, Congress said that 97% of the people on ACIP had undisclosed conflicts. So people have known about this for years. You know, probably the worst example of malevolent malpractice has been adding all of these new products to this schedule without doing pre-licensing safety studies. So in 1986, there were 11 vaccines on the schedule. Today, a compliant child must take between 69 and 92 vaccines to stay in school in some states. And not one of them has been safety tested in a pre-licensing placebo-controlled trial. And that is just malpractice. So the people who were in charge of that are now gone. And we're going to bring people onto the ACIP panel, not anti-vaxxers. We're bringing people on who are credentialed scientists, who are highly credentialed physicians, who are going to do evidence-based medicine, who are going to be objective, and who are going to follow the science and make critical public health determinations for our children based upon the best science.
Like, that is madness. Like, look at the amount of shots that those children in America are getting. I know we're behind them, but dear God almighty. Like, you think about what's inside those shots between the aluminium and God knows what else. Like, it's just horrendous. Yes, that rotavirus, right? That has been banned in France because babies died from it. It twists the guts, but yet that shot is still being given out in Ireland. If a shot has been banned from another country where children have died, why is it still being given out in other countries? Like, it's lunacy. Yeah, the HPV, yeah, I wouldn't allow my daughter to get that.
When have they time you learn 92 vaccines, for fuck's sake? They don't. They add, what they do is they give you 6 in the one go.
A 6 in one and things like that, yeah. Yeah.
And then they'll give you a couple more. Like, this is the childhood vaccine. I think this is up to 12 or something like that, or up to whatever it is the kids get vaccines.
Well, I said this now. I don't even know what, I'm not sure the current number at the moment, but my son is 23. And I think now this is before I knew anything, because obviously it's 23 years ago, but I'm pretty sure he got about 4 shots. That's all he got. How many are they getting now? Like, are they up at 15 or 16 or something like that now? It's lunacy. You know, it's like you're not allowed to have an immune system, you know?
Okay, I don't know whether you have seen this or not. I don't know, right? I'll just do this in anyway, right? I'm going to share this. Okay, so talking about vaccines and vaccine companies, right? Now, if you can see this here, okay, this was sent to me the other night from a guy on TikTok, right? Now, this is, see, AstraZeneca, that's AstraZeneca in Latin, okay? Latin to English, right? And AstraZeneca in English. So if you move, look, if you move that, okay, then you get this, okay? And it's...
I can't see it, hold on.
Hold on. No, hold on. I think it's ST. I think it's ST, is it?
AstraZeneca, is it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's Astra. Hold on a minute. No, that's a donkey. No, there was a way they did it the other day. I done it too small. Oh, fuck off. I made the balls of that. I'll do it in a minute.
Is it the way it's pronounced or something like that? No?
No, it's... Hang on, I'll show you now. No, it changes into... is it the A and then the ST or yeah, and then NECA, is it? See it? If you change it, look to AstraZeneca, with them in spaces in between them, it comes into English, a road to death.
Oh my God.
Isn't that mental? Isn't that
That's what it
mental?
means.
Well, listen, AstraZeneca.
In whatever language, that's what it means. That's what it translates into.
That's Latin. That's Latin on the left. But if you put a space between the A and the STRA and a space, that's what you get, a road to death. Isn't that mental? Just a other useless fact. Isn't that mental? Yeah. Okay, that was just my little 10 cents of through in there. But Naomi Wolf, is that what you said you're going with?
Yes. Sorry, I was saying what? Sorry, that's the actress. Dr. Naomi Wolf.
Wolf. I knew who it was earlier. Let me just did it there. Yeah, I need to present that as no, Naomi, off you go.
The centerpiece of the Pfizer papers is an intentional attack on human sexuality and especially on women and babies. They killed the babies and they knew it. They poisoned the breast milk and they knew it. They damaged the placentas and they knew it. They lowered the sperm count and they knew it. They have a chart of the babies they're injuring. They have a chart of the women's menstrual cycles that they're disrupting. They concluded that babies were dying in utero due to maternal exposure to the vaccine. And this is the document that went to Dr. Walensky. And then she gave a press conference saying, you've got to get a vaccine, a COVID vaccine before, during, or after your pregnancy. So this is satanic, right? This is satanic on a massive level. And you look at Borla and you look at, the fact that they knew they were doing this, which if you read the Pfizer papers, you cannot conclude otherwise. And this 13 to 20% drop in live births. So I guess what I'm trying to say is they tried to kill us. They tried to wipe us out. They tried to sterilize us. A lot of people died. There's going to be horrible struggles with fertility, but we survived and the truth came out.
She's very good. Like, we're not going to know the long-term effects of these shots for maybe another, 5, 10, 15 years when women try to have children and then they're not able to have them. Or men then, you know what I mean? Because it's destroyed the sperm count. We just don't know. Nobody knows the long-term effects because there was never any long-term effects,
Yeah. I know. It's like... Now they reckon the sperm counts are down and everything is down, you know what I mean? So I don't know, you know what I mean? I didn't get vaccinated, so I'm okay. I'm probably sitting on a fortune now.
You don't need to win the lottery, Paul. You've been making more than 250 million.
I'd be worse than Bladen, what's his name, Red Rum or whatever it was that was making all the money. Istabrek. Ireland for the Irish, it's not racist. Please don't back down. No, you're right. Depopulation agenda, yeah, 100%.
But sure, they've openly admitted they want the population down to 500 million. They've actually admitted it. Bill Gates has walked up and down the stage on how many occasions saying the way to depopulate is through vaccination. They're telling you. Like, they're not even hiding it. They're telling you.
By 9% or so. We can bring it down by... No, listen, he's just a nasty man. Long COVID is AIDS.
Yeah, but VAIDS.
VAIDS, yeah, it's vaccine, induced.
Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Yeah, exactly. Why are they giving boys the HPV shot? Makes absolutely no sense. And I know people who have given it to their sons. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But listen, they give a child hepatitis B vaccine when it's born.
And hepatitis C and all that. Yeah, I know.
Unless the mother has hepatitis B, there's no need to give a child that. Like, hepatitis B is a sexually transmitted disease. Like, children that
or
age
in relation to drugs.
Or in relation to drugs, yeah, of course, yeah. But like, that's what I'm saying. But it can come through dirty needles or listen. But to be given a child that young, it's just a bit much,
There's no need for
the Christians.
Yeah.
Paul will be like Elon Musk with 100 plus kids.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to hire out Paul.
I have 3. I have 3 is enough, I'll tell you. 3 good ones, so that's all I want. But if I can, I'll try and save all your kids as well. Like, you know what I mean? That's no problem. But I won't be having any more kids. I don't think so. No. Hey, never say never. Air, food, water, meds, frequencies have been. Everything has
Yes.
been weaponized. Sarah Erdy, Simon Cow, many across the country. Yes.
Will you
Yes.
play the
Anyone
one? Will
got
you play the one
vaccination?
in relation to the animal shots, because they're putting nonsense in them as well.
I have that here. He's only sent that to me last week. I think I was only looking at that. Dr. Amber Kluski, she's not talking about it anyway.
No, we played Anne's video.
Yeah. I thought I had that downloaded. It's way up there. It's way up there, Laura. It's a court case, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I sent you the list, Paul.
Yeah, no, you did. I had it there and all. I just didn't go up far enough, said the actress to the bishop. What? Yeah. No. I think we played that
Exactly,
already,
and
did we
money
not?
bag. That's 100%. And you weren't. Look, when I was pregnant, I didn't even drink coffee. Well, I did. Sorry, tell a lie. I drank decaffeinated. Do you know what I mean? But yet, then it turned around that they were giving out shots that hadn't even properly been tested. Like, it's ridiculous.
I thought you sent that over to me.
What?
That
The
one
animal
about
one. I did.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did,
because it's
yeah.
a court case.
I was just looking for it. Hang on. I knew it was there. Play this one then. And we're 10 minutes. Yeah, listen, we'll finish it up now in a minute. I just want to talk about the triple lock there as well. Micheál Martin.
No, I should not. Yeah, ivermectin. Horrible shit.
Yeah, you can talk about it now.
Oh, good.
Now, fucking people are taking it.
Yeah. I think I sent you the ivermectin paper with ivermectin and fenbendazole.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's Joe Rogan.
That's not the one yet. Where the
No, the
hell
one is
it?
the court case.
Yeah, I did see it. That's what I thought it was him.
I wrote underneath it what it is.
No, this is the cholesterol. Yeah,
It's not that far up because it's only from I think it's only from a couple of days ago. It's not that far up.
That's a video, isn't it?
Yeah, because you must have come across it because you said it's a court case.
I did see it. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it. These Johnny Fordners keep popping up. It's all Fordners. No, not finding it.
Do you want to play the triple lock? Play the triple lock and I'll go and I'll get it.
Yeah, I'll just play this one. This is Micheál Martin from today.
Taoiseach, on the foreign affairs issue, you had previously said in 2013 that the triple lock is at the core of Ireland's neutrality and that Fine Gael had an out-of-touch ideological obsession for wanting to change it at that point.
Earlier this year, Minister Shatter signalled that he would try to water down Ireland's commitment to the triple lock, which is the core of our neutrality. He presented the idea that it was contradictory and we were giving unsavoury countries a veto over our actions. This is an argument which has been behind the efforts of a wing of Fine Gael to erode neutrality over the years. I and my party completely reject this. Yes, the United Nations isn't working as it should, but we must not abandon it as an essential part of the international system. The reason we have consistently said that the triple lock needs to change is that the powers on the Security Council shouldn't be able to stop or veto Ireland's participation in a peacekeeping mission. It has absolutely nothing to do with military neutrality, as is sort of asserted time and time again in this House. Nothing.
And obviously the opposition has brought that up in light of the government's recent policy change in this area to remove the triple lock. I'm wondering what's your reaction to those criticisms from the opposition?
So, I mean, I've reacted plenty of times to that. Fundamentally, Russia invaded Ukraine. And the idea that Russia, and we've witnessed when we were on the Security Council, great difficulties, for example, in securing humanitarian corridors in Syria and Ethiopia, And basically, we cannot have a situation any longer where Russia, for example, would have a veto on whether or not Irish troops would participate in peacekeeping missions. And given that experience, and given that we have members of the Security Council now who have their own agendas, that's why we have to move on the triple lock, because the situation has changed very significantly in the last number of years, and it's as basic and simple as that.
Well, what did you mean though when you said that it's the core of our neutrality? What was that referring to specifically?
Well, I think it was in a broader speech in terms of Ireland is a military neutral country, but fundamentally, at that time, I mean, there was belief in the Security Council at the time. That belief is no longer there in terms of the capacity of the Security Council to be effective, unfortunately, and that is where we are. In terms of sanctioning. So the capacity of the Security Council to sanction a peacekeeping mission is very much eroded. And in fact, it's a long time since they have sanctioned any new peacekeeping mission. Ireland is a peacekeeping country. We're involved in quite a number of peacekeeping initiatives. And into the future, we will want to be participants in peacekeeping missions, nothing else. The opposition are over-egging this, in my view, and there should be no opposition to Ireland continuing to participate in peacekeeping missions, but we have to have the option to participate without Security Council approval, because it would not be forthcoming.
This is all our kids are going to be going to fighting wars now. This is the way this is going
and
to
it won't
work.
be just the boys, it'll be the girls as well.
No.
But you know what I was laughing at? Did you see the way he looks at Ben? It's like utter detest towards him. Yeah. Actually, Catherine, I saw your comment there. You said triple liar. I thought that was very good.
Yeah. Nice one, Catherine. Triple liar. Yeah.
But he's unbelievable. I just did a post there on Facebook about it. I said, these wars have nothing got to do with us. Like, is he going to send his children over? I highly doubt it.
No, he's not. No. If they're not like him, they're a bleeding weasel. They're no good fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Horrible, man.
You know,
so
couldn't lie
Alan
straight in
started
bed.
a Jewish man tried to get rid. Listen, lads. Yeah. We had one fella spoke earlier on about the thing behind me, that the flat earth. We'll talk about that another night. I'd like to get someone on to talk about that, because and then I had another conversation with my sister earlier on about Hitler, this, that, and the other, Hitler, this, and I said, the books they were born in, I said, they weren't educational books, they were trans books and other shitty books like that. That's what they born, you know what I mean? It wasn't, like, people know what they did, you know what I mean? And listen, some people say
Come
Hitler
here,
had the right
I know we're nearly
idea.
running out of time. I sent back on that link there. It's the next post.
Yeah, but now, can I just say something to you now, Orla? You told me it was a video.
Well, it is a video. I wasn't able to get it downloaded.
It's a video when I make it a video, but it's I'll speak to you later about this now. I'll be docking you now because of this.
Right? Underneath it says animal chat. So don't try and correct me.
Right, I'll play this one now.
And I've been reserved because we're online. Wait till 10 minutes later.
Wait till the after show party. Yeah,
I know.
And we get all the nutters on. Yeah. Right, we'll play this.
Thousands of pets dying out there every day. While we sat at this table, 5-6 pets died in the United States from a rabies vaccine they didn't need. Anybody can walk in here, sit down, and say whatever they want. But I gave you science. I said to the state court, if I had to kill an animal to obey that law, would I have to do it? They said yes. One rabies vaccine is good for life. All this is unnecessary. If that dog had a titer check, it would not need a vaccination. So this is the real problem here. I had put upstairs in the public health department 45 articles that show vaccines are dose dependent. Titers indicate immunity. It's been proven.
Okay, but who's the we? Who's the we?
The researchers. The researchers. These are the researchers. They're the ones who do the research.
Okay, I've spent a career in the pharmaceutical.
And I spent a career being a veterinarian watching animals die from rabies
I
vaccine.
think I have before, but I completely don't agree with what you're saying. Do you know of any studies that the vaccine can sometimes create other health concerns for animals? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. You get tumors at the injection sites. You get autoimmune diseases that start later in life, but you get the immediate reactions. Some dogs die immediately of anaphylaxis. Others get just serum sickness and they vomit. Maybe you hide under the bed for a day or two. But if I lower my dose, right, to protect the animal, then I'm in trouble. So I have to do what the manufacturer says, and like the State Board of Connecticut said, if I have to kill my pet, I have to kill my pet. It's the law. Well, guess what? I have a Hippocratic oath that is greater than any law that's passed in the state of Connecticut that would make me kill my patient. I won't do it.
Like, if you listen to him there, right? So obviously I have animals in the house. Like, how can you give a shot to an animal that is a quarter the size of another animal and give them the same amount? Like, you can't do that. Like, in medication, it goes by their weight. And I've seen it myself over the last couple of years. Like, animals getting sick after they've gotten their shots where that wasn't happening before, you know? So, like, God only knows what's put into them as well. Like, they are talking about putting the mRNA in the animal shots as well. Now, as I said, we're never telling people what to do, but just do your research before we'll say, you know, you give them the shots. Just, I always say this, informed consent, look up everything and then make an informed decision. You're muted.
Probably better off muted. But I wouldn't be giving you a lip if I wasn't. But
I said
no,
I was
even
a good woman. Listen, Phil, don't worry. This is nothing to what he gets afterwards when we're in the green room.
yeah. But you know, like these vaccines, as you said, they're done by weight, they're done by this, they're done by that. Like, the COVID vaccines was the same, one size fits all.
Yeah,
that's not how it works.
Well,
You know what I mean? As you said,
how many dogs do you see now that are suffering from the likes of epilepsy and all these other issues, where, especially in younger dogs, you wouldn't have heard of that before, and younger dogs coming down with cancer, again, you wouldn't have heard of that before either. You know, so look, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, as John Lagan says there, they do the same with humans. All the premature babies get the same as your child, and probably an adult too. Yeah, that's why. You know, I was talking to someone there a while ago, and they have a child that has autism or ADHD, whatever it is, like, and like she reckons that the child went limp just as she took the vaccine, just for a couple of seconds, and then sorted out. But she reckons that's when the shit happened. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer of that. I really am now. I
But
really am.
there's several videos out there, right? And I don't send them on here because I think they're quite upsetting. But like, there's several videos you see on X where children have gotten the shots and they're screaming and roaring, like they're in pain. You know, like that's not normal.
Yeah. Somebody sent this on to me. This is. I just want to play this. This is. Lads, I'm sorry I wasn't watching the WhatsApp. I'm looking at loads of different stuff here, but this is Noreen. I want to play this. I like what Noreen does. So I'm going to play this and we'll come back and we finish up then, all right? Because, yeah. I hate when this happens. Well, give me a second. I'll have to pull it down. Save as. Yeah, go in there, Noreen. Daniel Panty's place in Drumcondra. All military age men, yeah, they are. Every one of them. Tuesday, yes. No, let's go with tonight. Where did I play and put track it into? No. I don't know where I got to downloading that into. But DMC, you sent me in loads of stuff there. I'll use that for Thursday night, I think. There's a lot of stuff there I can use on Thursday night. I don't really know, Shay. Just bear with me there. I'm going to play this now because I have to.
Okay.
New Follow Tuesday. See, the WhatsApp doesn't seem to be letting me. Doesn't seem to be letting me play from WhatsApp for some reason. But it's all right. I can play it from here. I have it pulled down there now, and I'll play it. And then we finish up.
Absolutely everything that the Irish know to be true about ourselves. From June the 2nd of this year, the Gaeltacht is now gone under the Rural and Community Development Programme because they now want the Gaeltacht to be a sustainable and inclusive place to live. So we all know where that word inclusive means. It's anyone but the Irish. And I just think this is outrageous. I mean, the Gaeltacht is one of the last places that speaks the Irish language in this country, and now they want to bring it to be inclusive. So it's going to be anyone but the Irish. So they're just trying to get rid of everything we know to be true. I mean, this is absolutely disgraceful. It really is, folks. I mean, I don't know. I just can't believe this. Like, this is what, like, between all these little new programs they're after joining now, and now they want to bring the Gaeltacht to be inclusive and sustainable. It's just unacceptable. The people of the Gaeltacht really need to stand together now and just demand that this doesn't happen, because why should that be inclusive? Why should be it inclusive? It's always been just Irish, and we should make sure it stays just Irish. They need to get their inclusivity and fuck off with it now, because it's just unacceptable in my eyes. It really is. They want to have a new identity for it. It's just not on. It's not on, and it just goes to show that the Irish government is out to destroy everything Irish in this country if we allow it.
Fair play to Noreen. She puts out some great videos now, I have to say. I had another one of hers there, but nearly over the time there now, so.
Yeah, we may finish
she's
up.
right about the Gaeltacht. She's right about the Gaeltacht. She really is. Like, you know what I mean? That is the only bastion of, Irishness that we actually have. Yeah, it really is, I got a text from a lady tonight saying, I love this bit of the show. This is the best bit of the show, she says, where you say about
It's
the
where you miss
lion and
Heather.
all
It's
that.
not on tonight. It's normally on a Sunday night.
Yeah. So we just finishing trees and is, trees and does. Miss Piggy and the dog's pretty wink. Okay, I'm mad about her from day one. She's dead sound. Yes, I like her. A lot of people don't like her. A lot of people slag her off. Even people I know. But listen, the girl speaks the truth. Once you speak the truth, that's good enough for me. And I'm going to just hit you with the truth now. Orla, I'm going to drop you down. Thank you very much for this evening. And as always, it's been emotional and it was a great show. Fair play to you. Thank you very much.
See you in a minute.
See you in a minute. No problem. Now, here we go. Yes, people. We're just going to diversity. It means anti-white. Multicultural means no culture. Now you have it. The government. Chris is hesitant. Thanks. Good night and God bless. Chris, I'm hesitant to get this year's yearly vaccines. Don't be getting vaccines. Don't be getting any more vaccines. I'm sorry, people. Just look into it. Look into it. Look into the stuff we do. You know what I mean? Later, Paul and all. Later. Night, everyone. Good night, all. Davina. God bless. God bless. Many thanks, Paul and all. Good night, all. Thanks, John. Cheers. Yeah. Thank you very much. Diversity is our strength. Yeah. Division, as you said. Great show again. Thanks. Good night, all. Thanks, Angie. Yeah, really good, enjoyable show. Thanks, Paul and all. Good night, everyone, and God bless. Listen, people, thank you very much. And as I said, we need to get out on the streets. If we get 50 people on the streets, we don't need 50 people. We need 5,000 in each county, and we will take back this country. That's all we need. Great show. Good night. Night. As I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose, and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.